GG's The Mouthful podcast is brought to you by goodgame.tech, the most welcoming gaming community on Facebook. Join the conversation at www.goodgame.tech.
What's up, everyone? This is Arnaldo, aka Mad Dog, and this is going to be the real episode 87 of GG's The Mouthful podcast.
Recorded live from Casa D. Martin in some inconspicuous place in the ether. This is GG coming to you live. Oh!
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Suddenly became Tree Dog from Fallout 3.
How did that suddenly happen?
I don't know. I went
that's the last thing that came to mind.
There.
Probably.
It's podcast at night.
It's Friday.
It is Friday.
Yes.
Before a long weekend, guys. Of course, the voices with me is first Mr. David Santos, aka Dream Twister.
Woohoo!
And finally, of course, Miss Krista Montanez, aka Shadow 24/7.
Hey.
Guys, we're going to start this podcast off here with a toast.
Yes.
First off, it was an amazing 2017.
Indeed it was.
Yes. Regardless of how it ended, overall, I think it was a pretty freaking solid year, guys.
Solid year,
right?
Gaming.
So to an awesome 2017 in gaming and to an awesome 2018.
I believe we also increased our membership by 100. Didn't we get like 100 new members
throughout the year? Yes.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that's something to celebrate.
That.
All right. We're going slow strides. So
cheers, guys.
What's funny
Cheers.
is that we're going to be saying the same exact thing next week before New Year's.
Yeah. Well, it's always a good time to celebrate.
That's right. Well, guys, if this is your first time listening, first of all, thanks so much for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share to the podcast to everybody. We do have a group. It's called Good Game. This is where we say GG.
Oh, yeah. That's GG!
That's right. Go to goodgame.tech. Takes you right to the Facebook group and join the conversation there. Happy to have you. So we're going to start the show off with what we always start our shows off with, and that is what have we been up to? Mr. David Santos, I'm going to toss it on over to you. Kick it off, brother.
All right. Well, I'm going to run through mine a little bit because it's kind of getting old. I did still going through Zelda, which I think I'm just gonna grab that game in like little chunks because I'm realizing that as I'm playing it, it's starting to get a little boring and a little repetitive. That's not criticizing that it is bad. It is just I'm kind of ready to move on, and I'm pretty sure I'm not even halfway into another thing. But so of course. I needed to. I started getting the urge to shoot things in games.
That's what happens whenever you play Zelda.
Yeah, I get violent, So I.
It's like I'm tired of running around. I'm bored.
Right?
Stuff.
That's what I feel like I'm doing mostly in Zelda. It's just going from place to place, trying to look for new shrines, but and making strides was really slow.
That's what with any RPG I do. That I take a little break, go into like a short shoot 'em up.
Yeah. Well, I had to.
It's a refresher.
I had
Break up the monotony.
So, but the problem is, the game that I picked, it's Destiny 2. So it was kind of going from a monotonous game to another monotonous game.
Oh, that's messed up.
No, I mean, nothing bad. I still think that Destiny, it's a great game. It's one of the finest of this year. And I don't have much to criticize about Endgame because I haven't delved into it. I just took it for, hey, it's a fun shooting aliens, Awesome. I'm not a huge Destiny, player.
That's what I do with the first game. I would sometimes go in once in a while. I'm like, it's not a bad game.
Yeah.
Like could be better, but it's not a bad game.
Shoot some stuff and see how it plays on PC, which is where I was playing it. But then I had the opportunity to do like an impromptu Fortnite, group. With it was like I think Gilberto was playing and he invited me. He was already playing with Lady Red
and me,
and then Shadow joined us, and I was like, "Oh, this is perfect." We got a nice squad here. We should start. You should put it. You should.
It's okay though, but Lady Red was carrying us.
Yes, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was doing pretty good.
Oh, man.
She was the carry.
She was the carry. That's mobile for you. And I got into it enough to where I was like, you know what? I think it's time for me to start playing this and start trying to get decent. I know that I'm not gonna stick to it because that's not my thing. I like to have fun a little bit with it. So I bought the battle pass. Mm-hmm. And which gives you, I think it's like now I don't know if this is permanent or temporary. Maybe it only lasts throughout the season, or maybe until I level up a couple times. But it's a 60% boost to experience, and you can unlock some other stuff as you're playing. Anyway, it's not a big deal, It's I didn't do it necessarily I did it for the boost, yes, but also because I appreciate games where I'm having a lot of fun. If they're free to play, sure, I'll go ahead and throw something here there. And I'm considering I was even considering buying the game, but then
it's fun. Yeah, it's really fun.
I want. Do you think I should? Because the thing that and almost to the
go ahead.
Almost to the detriment, what threw me off was it says, "Oh, this game will be free in 2018." So then I was like, "Oh," and I put my card away.
But you don't know when. Like, I got it a while back when it first came out. But there's different packs you can get. The basic is just like I think $30 for the main game.
Yeah. And I mean, I already spent 10, so why not? Why not jump?
Like, I like the base game. That's the one part that I'll play by myself. Like nothing.
I haven't. I want to try that. And I'm thinking, are the controllers similar? Like
Yeah, they're similar.
Can you crouch on the?
Yes.
Okay, so no, because it was weird because I didn't see that on the. I saw it for the battle royale, but it didn't.
It's the same controls.
It's the same control scheme. Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good because that means that you could be ready, for it. Damn it! Now I should jump into it. Anyway, I when I was playing with you guys, I had a lot of fun, and then I started doing solos, on my own on PC, and realized, hey, the progression carries over from the PlayStation 4, so that was cool. That's actually mostly what impulsed me into getting the battle pass, because I was like, yeah, sure. If I'm gonna progress in both platforms, so that was Fortnite for the most part. It was like a big breakup for Zelda for me this week, and then I discovered something. There is this game. I'll tell you the name of the title of it. It's called Getting Over with Bennett Foddy.
What the hell is this?
It is.
I know exactly what he's talking about.
The name of the game is Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy.
Tell him what it is.
So
I'm looking it up is what I'm doing.
Bennett Foddy is the author. He's the creator. I don't know if you guys remember there used to be a game called Co-op. Co-op, something like that.
Oh my god!
That it was like
serious?
humans.
He made that one?
He's the mate. Yes, yeah, he's the creator. The co-op, which was funny because he was like, it's like normally shaped humans, but they're almost like rag dolls basically, and you. As you walk them around, they walk funny, and it's almost like a physics toy, kind of thing.
A physics game, you mean?
A physics game, yeah.
You play as like a track star, and you're trying to get them to run by using the QWAP, the QWAP.
Oh, no wonder the game. Okay, I never played it.
Oh no, the QWOP, because it's both the keys on the other side of the keyboard, and you have to try and get them to run. Like, it's so hard.
Yeah, because it's. I'm trying to think of
if you don't do it right, he'll fall, and you'll have to start over again.
What was like? I was trying to think of other games that are like that. It's Octodad. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Octodad. Yeah, it's a physics game. Yeah. So in this one, you play a naked man inside a cauldron.
Yes, I see this.
From the bottom down, he's inside the cauldron. He gets out his upper torso, and he has a hammer. So far it's making perfect sense, right?
Oh, of course.
So
sounds like a regular Saturday night.
This is. I know. Well, when we have our cauldron parties.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Cauldron and hammer parties.
Yeah, cauldron and
hammer party. Let's call it what it is.
So you play with the mouse and kind of like flickering the mouse. it's very sensitive. And your what you're supposed to do is climb over this. It starts like a mountain almost, but they become obstacles, and then they become kind of like weird and whimsical. It kind of reminds me of Katamari Damacy, where suddenly, because suddenly, I mean, you're still climbing, and but you could be like climbing over like TVs that are stuck on top of another kind of like.
Okay.
It's very weird. It is very weird. It is super simplistic, and as the game is progressing, as you are playing, you hear the narrator, Bennett Foddy, telling you about basically commenting on your progress and commenting on the reasons why he made the game, and it's just it's kind of weird because it's having that you have the voice in the background often. It is.
How much is it?
Super addictive. It's $8.
$8, okay.
And on Steam. I haven't seen. I don't think that there's no console versions that I've seen, and I mean they will have to make some differences, obviously, because it's a mouse game.
Mm-hmm. The whole like narrative in the background reminds me of The Beginner's Guide.
Yes, it does remind you. It's kind of like he's trying to explain to you how this game is based on another game that he made, that he was inspired or that he made. I don't remember the whole thing, but the thing is that it is super addictive, and one wrong move can send you back like tumbling down to the point where you could just go down all the way to the beginning.
Start at the beginning. Wow.
Yeah, and it's super frustrating in a fun way. It's a level of fun. I haven't gotten frustrated to where I'm like rage quitting, but I will quit. I'll be like, okay, that's fine, But
it's like I had my phone.
Try it again next time.
Yeah, well, but it's hilarious if you guys pull Twitch now and you search for this game and you see people trying to speed run this game and trying to beat the obstacles and getting super frustrated. It is the trend right now on Twitch. There's usually a trending game like that. Mm-hmm. That will be Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. A perfect title for it because it's kind of like it's more than getting over the mountain or the hump. It's also getting over the rage that you will feel when you fall down and you got to try again. So that has consumed a few hours of my week, and I don't recall if I mentioned it. Did I finished Breaking Bad, by the way? Did I mention this last year? Oh, okay. Yeah. So we talked about that, and we saw Star Wars, which we're gonna leave for the end. Star Wars, the Last Jedi
impressions.
You want me to
non-spoiler impressions? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no spoilers, please.
Oh, dude.
It's hard. Don't get me wrong.
It's very hard. It is very difficult. That's why we're not gonna say we are planning. I don't know if this is still in the docket.
It is on the docket.
Okay, so we're gonna do a spoiler cast version at the end where we're gonna talk about. We'll warn you. Obviously, it's gonna be at the very end after we say our goodbyes from the regular podcast. I freaking love this movie so much. Oh my god! And I started really disliking what I was seeing. Like really disliking. Like at one point, I swear I'm not making this up. I was feeling like, should I just walk out because I am so enraged with what they seem to be going with here? Like I was like, this doesn't feel like Star Wars. I was outraged. No.
I need my money back.
I was like, I don't know what the hell is going on here. I didn't pay to watch another, Marvel comedy. This is bullshit. I'm out. But no, they. I wouldn't say they course corrected. They just play with my impressions, with my expectations.
Okay, so question: did they do a small recap of the previous movie to speed things up, or just went straight into it?
The recap would probably be in the crawl.
In the crawl. Yeah. And then you start with every Star Wars movie begins, which is with with a scene with a scene in space.
Oh yeah, I know.
So yeah, but yeah, the last movie ends the way it ends with Ray finally meeting Skywalker.
Yeah, I hope everyone's seen the movie already. So that.
Oh yeah. Considering how much money it's made, it's
that one is fair. But obviously, this is not the time to disclose anything.
No.
I'm just gonna say I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah.
Will it be a movie that you'll see like a few more times? Because I know Mad Dog did that with The Last Jedi.
I want to watch it tonight.
Me too. I'm like, how do I fit this into this weekend?
I know, right?
Well, like I said, I want to take my brother to go see it.
No, I know.
Sometime during the weekend.
Well, okay. Keep me posted on the time.
Yeah, me too.
I'll try and do like more towards like afternoon or maybe evening.
I was gonna go tonight. I was thinking I was gonna go tonight. Well, yeah, I was thinking of going tonight because
podcast in the theater.
No,
it's so awesome.
Are you kidding? Who will be sued and kicked out? Jesus, was Gunner. I was gonna go with Gunner. But he was like Doom Saint, yeah, and he was. He goes, he's like, I would do like, because he gave me a time. I was like, we're gonna be podcasting all the time, man. And nothing stops the signal.
Not even Star Wars.
Yeah. So
no one stops the signal.
Exactly.
That's pretty much all I've been doing, though.
Awesome, Shadow.
That
what have you been doing?
signal, like with Batman. That's all you see in the sky.
Yes.
Into the sky. GG.
Oh, that's awesome. Let's make it work.
Yes, I will make that happen. I just got to call Commissioner Gordon. Go ahead.
So, we all know I played Fortnite with him.
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
I did my usual, Overwatch stuff because I'm trying to do the competitive before the season ends.
Mm-hmm.
I started Children of the Zodiacs a few days ago.
Children of the Zodiacs. Oh, I gotta look that up. Go ahead.
It's by Square Enix Collective.
Oh, really?
It's I mean, I'm still like on the 4th mission right now. It's still early on, and to describe it, it's a grid-based, turn-based game like Fire Emblem.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You have my interest.
Children of the Zodiacs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So far, it's like a little slow to me because I guess because I'm not really paying attention.
Yeah, it's a tactical JRPG. So
do me a favor, write that name down because I'm not gonna remember when I do the show notes, but also because I'm interested in seeing what this is. Is it on PC or
PS4?
PS4. Okay,
yeah.
All right.
Like I saw it during the summer, I believe, and I'm like, I want that game.
It is on PC as well.
It is. Was it recently? Is it a recent release?
Yeah, recent, very recent.
Right.
This year, in July, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How
July
good?
This year.
If you had to score it,
like I said, I'm still in the beginning.
After 4 missions.
Like,
after 4 missions.
Working towards B.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good game to me. Like I like it because I loved Fire Emblem previously.
Yeah,
so,
Fire Emblem is awesome.
Like when I saw it was grid based, I'm like, ooh, I like this. And get this: when you fight, you use dice to determine your damage.
The damage? Oh, okay. So it's like old school Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
And you use cards to determine for your attacks and healing.
Damn it.
Like I wanted to stream the game. Like when I first started, I wanted to stream it, but my issue with streaming is that if I started streaming, I'm gonna have to finish it that way.
Oh yeah, I got you.
I think if I finish it on easy, I'll do it hard streaming it.
Would it be too nerdy to recommend that, or that we should actually play Dungeons and Dragons? I'll get the rule book. If you guys are into it,
we need a good dungeon.
I know I'm getting the books for Christmas. Like I don't.
Oh,
looks like it's happening.
That's not nerdy. Dungeons and Dragons is
not
actually
at all.
fun.
Oh yeah, no, I'm saying nerdy in a good way. He means well, there's no bad way. In our group, nerdy is a very good compliment.
Correct.
We are all things nerdy, geeky, and fun.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, the nerds are the ones who built your phones anyway.
Yeah, there you go. So that
looks actually pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just looking at some of the screenshots.
Like, I think I'll try and fit in that I'll probably stream it just like a mission or two.
Okay.
To show people what it's like.
Is it voice acted or just text?
No. It's text. But I do like the characters a bit already.
And I was like, forget it then.
No, that's not. That's not.
It's not voice acted.
They're kids though. They're kids, so you do have quite a bit of swearing in it.
Makes sense.
I like it so far, but I'll try and stream it so people can see what it
Please,
looks like.
yeah.
And since yesterday, I started Witcher again. Not 3, the first one.
Oh my god.
Oh, Witcher 1? The one with the... Oh, my God. The controls with the mouse and you have to click when... Wow, that is an undertaking.
Yeah, I've wanted to play it for so long. I remember seeing it when it first came out in stores. I'm like, I want that, but I don't have a PC that works.
Now it runs on any PC.
Anything, yeah.
Yep.
Run it on
So
your
I started
phone.
doing that, and I know that's going to take me forever. So that's probably going to be like an in-between.
Yeah.
That is a forever
That'll
game.
be yours.
But you know
Yours
what?
Zelda.
I'll give it to you. You stick to those and you beat them because you did Dragon Age and you finished
Yeah,
it the other
Inquisition.
day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Inquisition is
Well, I
long.
took like a year off, kind of.
You still went back.
Oh,
I
yeah,
have
I
games
did.
that I left off right at the very end, and I haven't went back to it.
It's because like it's the feeling of I want to play something, but I don't know what. So you go, oh wait, I haven't played this in a while. That's what I do.
Probably Witcher 1 was that the side quests were taking me, they were distracting me from the main story. Mainly because I was looking for a card with girls.
Oh, for the love.
Witcher had, let's say they Gwent there before Gwent.
Hey,
Yeah.
Gwent is the perfected.
Yeah. I think
Version
I'm
of
gonna try and spend most of my time on the main quest. That's gonna be hard with any RPG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
after
go
that, I'll take a break. Start on 2 because I also have that.
Oh, wow.
And
You got
then
that
a
on.
break, and then 3.
My God. You'll be finished with
Yeah.
this when you're like, what, 38, maybe?
Almost. Hey,
We'll see.
Yeah. My goodness.
takes that long.
I'm trying to think what else. Oh, before I came here, I was playing the Monster Hunter beta again because it started.
It's still
That's
there?
life.
It became live again
Oh, okay.
today,
Okay.
Friday,
Awesome.
podcast Friday.
That's what I'm doing now. I mean, when I get home. Because I missed the
Until-
first one.
Did
Actually,
you really?
yeah.
I thought you downloaded it.
I downloaded it, but then I was
Well,
I got too
get
busy doing
this.
that weekend.
It's from today until the 26th.
Oh, that's
And the best
awesome.
That's
part-
perfect for the weekend, yeah.
The best part, though, they made it so everyone can play, even those without PlayStation Plus.
Oh, that's
even better, yeah.
awesome.
But
I played the,
but of
um,
course, you need PlayStation Plus for the full game when it comes out.
yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
the exact same stuff that they had in the beta before?
Yeah,
Okay,
it is.
all right.
But it's for everyone to play
yeah,
now.
you can.
So now we can make a group. And,
Yeah.
And chill.
Let's do
That's
this.
what I was
Let's do
doing.
this.
I
Let's
was
do
playing
this.
with one other person
Yeah.
and going through them because when you beat the missions, you get packs that will transfer to the main game. So
That is the best. You want us to play beta? Give us something that will transfer to the best to the main game, or better yet, give us a portion that is on like a beta, and then but it was not on the. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like you remember?
you mean a portion of the game, but not the full game?
No, I mean like a different portion that is not available on the full game. Like Dead Rising did this. Dead Rising 2 had a mission. Of course, this wasn't beta. This was just, hey, pre-order now and you can play or buy this little small portion of the game. And it was a contained
Doesn't
story.
Assassin's Creed do that too?
I
I
wonder
don't
if
know.
they do that.
I only played the first one.
So it gives you a little bit.
Sorry.
It gives you a little
No
bit,
help.
and then you unlock stuff, and of course you get strong enough, and then when you start the main campaign, you already have all the stuff that you got on this little town, and it's part of the story. It's like as they're going to the main town, they make a stop in this rural town.
I'm trying to
and
think
things
because I
happen.
know some games do that.
Yeah. This would have been a cool idea. I mean, of course, this is a beta. They're testing. They're not really giving a content. They're more like testing.
The
Which
service.
is fine. Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's all I've done. Because
Awesome.
I'm trying to think, and I don't got anything
Nothing else
else.
coming to mind. All right. Well,
Well, I'm doing a podcast right now.
yeah. For me, I also went to see Star Wars, and I think
I'm jealous. Just saying.
this is. I need to see this
Better
again.
than Rogue One.
I need to see this again because
assume.
I almost want to put it as the best one of them all.
Oh,
Like if you look at the other ones and just go, okay, and not to knock them down. It doesn't even knock them. Just my goodness, man, I just freaking love this movie, and I heard some of the hate, and honestly, you just don't get it. You know, look at it like you just don't freaking get it.
I can understand the polarity though.
Yeah, I to an extent.
Yeah.
But that said, my God, we got to get to the spoilers to really talk about
I
it.
know he said the same exact thing. Last Star Wars,
Yeah.
The Last Jedi, not Rogue One. Last Jedi.
Last Jedi. Yeah. I agree with you with what you said. I wasn't upset at the beginning. I was just like, okay. Oh, I see where they're going here.
This is
Okay,
kind of weird.
Yeah, this is okay. I see what they're doing.
Yeah.
All right. But I still enjoy what I was watching.
Oh yeah, no, it was not.
Yeah.
Trust me, within the next 15 minutes on it, it goes away really fast.
Yeah. At some point, I'm almost like tearing up because I'm like, I can't believe this is happening. I just can't believe this is happening right in front of me.
Damn you, Disney.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Not LucasArts, Disney.
Disney.
Yeah,
Oh.
damn you, Disney.
Damn you, Disney.
And then like half an hour later, you're thank you, Disney.
Yeah. Oh man.
It's like, this is why I sold my soul to you.
Yeah. And pretty much every other company
my
is
God.
too. So no, definitely 100% recommend if you are a fan. If you're not a fan,
100% recommend.
I still recommend. I just don't think you're not going to, it's not going to change your mind. You know what I mean?
I mean, you would have
Yeah.
had to watch the previous one, which you probably didn't because you're a Star Wars hater, because you're probably into Marvel. And they're mutually exclusive. They can't coexist. I can't like them both. Screw it.
Speaking specifically of Gomez, I know what you mean.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not mentioning names.
All
It's,
right.
it's not.
No names are mentioned, Gomez. Okay. So I played another game, probably the absolute worst game that I've ever played in my life.
You're welcome.
It's it's called Life of a Black Tiger.
that
That
game.
freaking game.
How did that came to be? Why are you suggesting
I'm
yourself
wondering
to this after
that,
I relieved you?
exactly.
After
Yeah.
I relieved you.
So, well, because, and I was telling you this area. First off, if you don't already know, there was a bet that Dreamy and I made a long time ago. It was
in a galaxy far, far away.
yeah, pretty much, yeah. So, the bet was simple, that I thought that the Xbox One X, which was at the time named Scorpio, was going to be delayed and not released. And my thought behind that was that it felt to me like Microsoft was just abandoning the Xbox One and just jumping to the Xbox One X. And I was like, yeah, that's not going to fly, and that's going to make them not do it, right? And then when they finally come around, of course, after we made the bet, they named it Xbox One X, and they said, oh, it's going to be able to play all the games. And now I'm going, oh crap, I'm probably going to lose this bet. You know what I mean? And
I was gonna say. I thought you were gonna say, and I thought there's no freaking way they're coming out with a new console and no games. Come on, that's ridiculous.
On top of that, plus they had, if you really think about it, there was a point where they had Scalebound, they had
they have
all the
Scalebound,
games,
they have
and
the,
then they literally Crackdown.
Crackdown, thank you.
They clean sweep like a bunch of stuff, and now they have nothing. So I'm like, well, now they have to, I guess, release something, right? So anyway, so that was the bet. Loser, of course, had to play Life of Black Tiger. While he did give me an out.
I gave you an out.
The reason I did not was because I knew in my heart that if I had won, you would not get an out, my friend. You would be playing Life of Black Tiger,
But
and I would be relishing
I love
it.
this, bro. This is I sacrificed. And I say, no, you don't have to go through this. But yeah, he will put me through the ringer. He has a chance.
That's just how I roll.
Yeah.
So I played this horrible game. I'm not even sure. It's clearly a mobile port.
Tell me about the characters.
So there's Black Tiger,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
there's this bunch of animals in the forest that you have to eat.
Uh-huh.
There's no music. Okay. The sound effects are god awful. When he's eating, it sounds like somebody's eating a carrot. Like if you just like eat a carrot
Eat a
right next to a
carrot?
mic, that's what it sounds like. He's
I
eating.
kind of want to do that.
And yeah. And it's like exactly. And I'm just like, it's absolutely horrible. The what do you call it? The black tiger barely moves.
I'm reading
The animation.
it, and it's aggravating. It was free to play on mobile, and then became paid on PS4.
Yes.
Yes.
That's aggravating.
Not only that, but Sony at one point had a campaign for this game. I don't know why, and it still boggles the mind about what happened here. Why was there was
shocked at this
attention
game.
to
Yeah.
this?
I don't know. There was a trailer given for
was a
it.
trailer.
It came out on the PlayStation YouTube channel, and I'm just like, as I'm watching this trailer, I'm going, "Are they kidding me? What is this?"
Is this April Fool's?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't understand.
I mean, we're talking about Probably like Nintendo 64 level graphics.
64, yeah, that's what I was saying. Exactly 64
Yeah, I
graphics.
saw your stream, but I'm like, that looks terrible.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting.
But tell me, it must have redeemed itself at the ending, right?
I did. What I ended up doing was when I realized I'm not going to go farther than a half an hour playing this ridiculous game, is I gave it its own ending and I let all the creatures in the area just kill my black tiger.
Oh, so you went with the renegade ending?
Correct.
What you're saying.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that ending wasn't received very well, and the writers are considering like patching it to give it a better ending.
Oh no, it's going to completely reboot.
Oh, yeah.
So-
Now it's going to be a white Bengal tiger.
That's what it's
So you
gonna
can
be.
literally.
The white watching of Black Tiger.
Yes,
So
exactly.
you just let the animals kill you.
Pretty much. And it took a while.
great.
And then when it happened, I was like, there it is. That's my canonical ending as far as I'm concerned. So enough about that stupid game. Another game that I played and completed, this was either Monday, Tuesday, I don't remember when, but last day of June, which at first I wasn't sure how I felt about it as I was playing it. I'm like, the characters they speak like,
Like,
yeah. So
suddenly
it's-
everybody, all the characters are talking like that.
yeah. There's no, the point of it obviously is to look at their, mannerisms
Look
and say, okay, how they're
past
doing,
that.
what they're doing, rather what they're doing, rather than what they're saying. The story is simple. Excuse me, is basically this main character, can't remember his name. I think it's Charles, whatever. Him and his wife are at a pier near a lake. They go home. There's an accident, and she dies. This is literally at the beginning. Oh, it's at the beginning. It's also in the trailer, so there's no real spoiler. So the game, he wakes up and time passes, and he is in a wheelchair. He's in the same house that they were living in. He's by himself, and he's completely just like a broken man, right? And then somewhere online, the pictures that his wife used to paint in this one particular room suddenly become windows to the past. And it's very Butterfly Effect, if you ever seen Butterfly Effect.
Like in Mario 64.
Yes, you don't actually leap through them. It's playing for you or something like that. But the point is that the point of the game is to try to alter the events of that day, the last day of June, that's her name, so that she can live. You know what I mean?
Oh.
And everything you do affects something else, and then affects something else.
I don't think that went pretty well for Life is Strange.
No, it did not.
You shouldn't be messing with the timeline.
Correct.
Now I know what I forgot. That.
Life is
Oh, Life
strange.
is Strange?
That's what I played.
Oh, there you go. I love it. Oh, and Life is Strange.
Life is strange.
Yeah, I finished the last episode, and all I gotta say.
Oh,
is,
wow.
Oh wow.
It gave you the feels?
The feels?
Always, but I'm sorry to crash your.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
It was very the last
banging.
episode.
Stop
banging.
Sorry. The last episode felt really rushed.
Oh,
It felt pushed.
Okay.
Okay.
I think they were
wrap
just because
everything
they were
up?
trying to wrap everything up, and that's what I felt. And all I gotta say is, I guess a little spoiler thing, but thank you, Deck 9 for showing me something that I already knew about. Thanks a lot. I didn't want to be reminded of that.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that was a little spoiler thing.
Okay. Well, it's still pretty.
It's really
Vague,
cheap right
yeah.
now on the sale.
It's vague
Steam
unless
sale.
you
Unless
played
you really
it yourself.
know. Yeah. Well, similar to that, this one here is again the point is to try to alter the events. I finished it. I'm not going to spoil it or anything like that, but I was like, man, fuck this game. I was just like, I couldn't help at some point.
More
going,
like-
oh, come on, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. And almost
But
verbatim.
that what makes it a good game.
It
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Definitely.
The
Now,
feels.
I love
Yeah.
the games that give me the feels.
the
yeah.
only complaint that I can have is, and I guess it all depends on how you feel about it. Because you're altering these timelines, if it doesn't go a certain way, you got to go back and alter them. So it's a little repetitious. It's not a very long game, so it's not really that repetitious. But like not getting it right and having to, there's a scene where you let certain things play out so you can see if you got it right. And when you know you don't have it right, you're just trying to do something so you can move on. It doesn't let you skip. So it's like, I got to watch the whole events, even though I know it's not going to come out. You know what I mean? So other than that, I think it's awesome. An awesome game. I had my eye on it since I saw it E3, and I was like, yep, I need to play that game. You know what I mean?
That is another jam.
That's one of my jams.
I can't wait for that one like artsy game that we saw for Xbox. For E3.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one.
I don't know. I think it's called The Last Night, maybe? I don't know. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I can't wait for that one either. Last game that I played, which I'm still playing right now. I didn't finish it, and I don't even know how close I am, and that is A Night in the Woods. And this is another.
What do you think? Because you know
joint.
I've been highly praising it lately.
It is really, really cool. I was telling Dream Twister about how it's weird because Dream Twister doesn't really like games with anthropomorphic.
I don't like the furries. So.
The furries, yeah. So
but I saw the art on this one, and I think I'm gonna be okay.
Okay,
you know,
okay.
They don't go too furry like.
That said,
wow.
I told him I was like, I think I know why they chose that particular style, and it's because the game has to do with society and people's places in society, and you have your middle class and low class, and rather than put ethnicity on particular characters, they went with animals, which eliminates that. You know what I mean? So now you're not, they're talking bad about white trash or, Spanish folk or black folk. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you don't even see that, all you see is the characters. The game is extremely well written.
About it.
Yes. Yeah. And it's extremely well written. One of my things is it's not voice acted, but you made a good point that if it was voice acted, you can, again, for the same reason for the ethnicity, you can almost go, well, that's who that's supposed to be.
They're trying to portray
so they're trying to
Jamaican dude.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah.
So if you don't have that, you put the voice in your own head as you're reading it. Again, you may bring your own thoughts as to what type of person this is. You know what I mean?
But it offends no one.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I think it's really cool. Then it has these little moments that it has these games within the game that I was playing. There's this like dungeon game that the main character made.
You like playing games within games. Gwen says hi.
Yeah. Yes. That's my jam.
Yeah.
But no, it's absolutely great. I haven't finished it. I don't even know how close I am to finishing it, but I'm really enjoying it. It is a surprise. It's just one of those games I'm like, man, I didn't, at first I'm going, okay, I see what's going on. Before you know it, I'm like, I want to know what's happening here. The main character, she's troubled. You can tell
she's also a cat.
She's also a cat. Yeah.
Yeah.
She left college. She decided to quit college. This is in the beginning, so it's not really much spoiler. I love the way it tells a story. It's not. There's no like words that'll come on the screen to kind of tell you what's about to happen, or like a narrator type of words or anything. It's just you find out as she meets characters, and little blanks are filled in. And it's really cool. I can see why it was nominated for. I think I told you 2 of the Game Awards, Games for Impact, and then the other one was Best Indie, which unfortunately there was just no way it was going to beat Cuphead.
No.
But still, it was definitely worth. And I can see why it was nominated again.
Cuphead didn't come out, it'll probably win it.
It may have, because I was looking at some of the others, like maybe not.
Also, another thing, like one of my favorite Let's Players. With the whole voice thing, they'd make the voices themselves.
Oh, do they?
I really enjoyed that Let's Play with that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's one way of playing the game. I normally don't. I was because I did a little bit of streaming of the game, which again, these type of games I generally don't do because it's just one of those that I really want to kind of just let the story. Tell me, so I don't have to
rather than have to worry about how many viewers or answering questions.
Yeah, exactly. That said, I was able to do it, and I enjoyed it. And I think Giovanni and Gilberto saw it. Gilberto was like, "What is it with you in these weird games?"
I ask myself that question every day, Gilberto.
I know, but it's outside the ordinary games.
There's a lot of good indie games.
There's great
some
indie
that
games.
are even almost as good as
hands down. Great indie games, and some of them, like you said, yes, some of them that will definitely rival your AAA games,
yeah.
Quote unquote. But yeah, that's all I've been doing.
You never see it come back. You say that my mind is too fast for eyes. You're done.
All right, guys, we're going to go right into some news items.
You think you got it? I know. That's the only part I know.
Shake it.
Oh, that's right.
Shake it.
Shake it.
Shake it like a Polaroid picture. Oh, yeah.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, man, guys, it's the end of the year. You got to be cheerful.
Festive,
Yes,
yes.
you got to be
Very.
festive, yes. Not much going on because, once again, it's the end of the year. Not much is going on. So, got a couple small items here. I'm going to start off, kick it off with some good news. This comes from Polygon. Cuphead sells 2 million copies.
Yeah, give it up for Cuphead.
That is amazing. Good
Very
job, guys. Good job.
Congratulations.
What a story! What a story of the
Yes.
little developer that could.
The little developer called Studio MDHR, and they just sold 2 million copies across PC and Xbox One. They posted this on their blog.
Vast majority probably on PC.
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
Making,
Wah, wah.
of course, Cuphead an indie success after its long development time and multiple delays. I gotta say, well done. Well done.
Yeah.
Not only is it a critical darling when it comes to indie games, it's also commercial good. So,
Yeah.
very, very good. I'm glad I own it.
You know what I saw one time? I saw that someone decided to make a Cuphead into like a cabinet. You know, the arcade cabinets.
Oh, nice.
It looked so awesome. Like, I would play that.
Oh, nice.
Did you see the one that that they did, like, if Dark Souls was in the Cuphead world?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes,
God,
I saw
that was
that one.
so freaking well done,
That'd make
dude.
Dark Souls a lot more fun.
Hell,
I mean, of course,
yeah.
it's fun as it is, but that'd make it
yeah.
like a lot
different
more
kind of fun, yeah.
Yeah.
More whimsical. As whimsical as you can make Dark Souls.
I saw the iOS release of Cuphead. Oh, wait a minute. That was a freaking scam.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, sadly.
Was it
that-
called Cuphead?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was called that, right?
Yeah. It was called Cuphead.
Wow.
They had the brass cojones to
Yeah,
put
that's
it
what I'm
on the
saying.
App Store for $4.99. They even described it as such. This report coming from IGN that there was a clone version of this game. Now, of course, it looked very, very weird because I think even the, like, I don't know, there was the name of the studio should have given away the fact that, okay, this is not really what it is, what you think it is. Studio MDHR recently updated. They say, oh yeah, this is a fake, and we're currently working with Apple to have it removed from the App Store.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, they did. It's already out. So you missed the opportunity to own a very rare title.
Yeah. You can almost sell your phone, at higher.
How would you play that on freaking controller?
There's no way. You will die.
I really don't know.
It was so
honestly.
fast. It's ridiculous.
dude.
With tight controls on a controller, you still die often.
You still die often.
If you're gonna do this on a
Seriously.
freaking phone, forget it. You'll never get anywhere.
I'm thinking, you know what?
Especially since it'll have like those the ghost controls. Like if you play on your phone with that, you'll miss some of the screen.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's ridiculous. No good.
You would think that if you have
Like if you play it on like a tablet or an iPad, yeah, I can see it happening. But a phone, no.
No.
But still, that game is so-
but
not- yeah, that
Because the
game's
problem
too
is that
hard.
it's very it's
Unless
crushing,
they have the
but it's
option
good.
to put like a controller, because I know they sell those mobile like Bluetooth controllers.
If you get those, then that'll be the way to go.
and if you have the talent to make a clone version of Cuphead, why don't you just bring your original thing? I mean, make some. Hey, it's the App Store. Might as well go with something similar. Call it Make-Hi Maui. I don't know.
What the heck is that?
What?
Mickey Mouse.
Oh,
Call it can't be the real one because
can't be
Disney will be
Mickey
all up on.
No.
So just call it something and
Call
release
it Mousy Mick.
Mousy Mickey. No, Mousy Mike.
Mick.
Mousy
I mean,
Mike.
okay.
remember Bendy? Bendy was like, do you not remember? Have you ever seen the horror quote unquote like game Bendy?
No, no.
It's you go to like this like the old time, like remember Mickey Mouse when it was older, like
Oh
black and
yeah,
white?
black and white, the black
It's
and white
like
Mickey,
that. So you go back to
Steamboat
the-
Willie, the Steamboat.
One of my
whatever.
most favorite Mickeys.
Yeah.
You go back to like the creator's house and all that, and it's a mess. And it's something about
so
Bendy.
is it like a creepypasta version of
Kind of.
of Mickey? Oh wow,
It's crazy, and but it's called Bendy
Uh-huh.
and the Ink Machine.
Bendy and
Oh,
the
Bendy and the
Ink
Ink Machine, okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I need to find that out. I'm super curious
so,
now.
So that's what I'm like. It's like Steamboat Mickey. way it looks.
That's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. That was my news piece.
Oh, okay.
That
Miss
was your
Shadow?
news.
Yeah. If you want me to go to jump into another one, you can now play Star Trek: A Bridge Crew without the VR headset. Putting again another nail in the coffin that is
coffin,
of VR. When these games are starting to, you know what? Maybe you don't need VR for this.
I got to tell you,
I think they realized that. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's like it's boring with VR.
Star Trek Bridge Crew was not a graphically pretty game.
No,
You know what I mean?
They
So-
made improvement to the graphics.
Okay.
On the
Oh,
PC
I was
version.
I was gonna say
Nice.
because otherwise,
On the PC. So,
playing a really low res game.
so to give you the full update, so this is coming via Polygon. Ubisoft and Studio Red Storm, I think, they released this release dispatch this week that removes the requirement that players must have a virtual reality headset in order to play the game. So this is a free upgrade, and
So kind of like Eve. Eve did that too.
they kind of it kind of like because they're realizing, man, these games are kind of empty. The people that buy them, they just play it a couple times.
It's an experience,
just
not really
for-
a game. Yeah.
and then they're done. This is not something that you're gonna continue like engaging with. Engage.
Engage.
Dun, 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 dun.
Not only that, VR is meant to play for a little bit, just to experience and all that, not to play like us for hours on end.
Yeah, right. And like
It's got to be taxing on your mind or eyes or anything.
It is because people with VR can get vertigo and all that good stuff.
all that
I
bad
know.
stuff.
Firsthand.
Fallout.
You know what I mean by that.
Fallout 4 was being released on, was released on VR.
So was Skyrim.
and Skyrim.
And
How
LA
do you play
Noire.
games like that?
LA Noire was too.
Oh, and
I
Noir,
remember
yeah.
reading an article. I think it was
There was an article that I read that
from
had
Kotaku, and they were talking about the hat.
Yeah, the Skyrim one. People were like, I played Skyrim for hours, threw up once, and it was the best experience I ever had. There's like an article out there like that. I'm like, what? So
Because it's taxing on the eyes and everything.
oh god, I know it.
And then now Wipeout VR is coming out. Like
Oh
I
my
said
God.
one time when
Oh,
we were talking about,
that's-
you sit down in the chair, like the swivel chair, and someone just move you.
Probably
the way the track goes.
vomit-inducing. Yeah.
It'll help the vertigo a bit,
Oh.
Not
yeah.
enough, trust me.
but a little bit.
Just a little.
You still looking, Shadow? You want me to look for another one?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say.
I was looking. I found it. So this one's from VentureBeat, and I'm so excited.
Venture
that
Beat, okay.
Atlas recently announced that Catherine is coming to PlayStation 4.
PlayStation 4 Catherine.
snap.
Nice.
I've
I
been
am
wanting
excited about that too.
to play this game, but I didn't have a PS3.
Oh,
You never played
that's
it?
right.
Oh,
I
man.
heard so many good things. I'm like, I want to play it.
It
So badly.
is.
It is not
it's one of
what-
my. It's one of my favorite games of that generation.
You have to
definitely.
know. Yeah, I would say. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Very original.
Well, see, I would say that, but then I couldn't complete it.
You couldn't
I
complete
thought
it.
I completed it, and then I realized I didn't complete
You didn't
it.
complete
and
it,
then
no.
I was
You
like,
would've
at this
remembered
point, I
the
was like, never mind.
It was. It was.
But I still enjoyed it,
That's
so,
Atlas
yeah.
for you. They like
Yeah.
to make big, long games.
Well,
do.
here's the thing. You know what the actual gameplay of this is. I will assume,
Yeah,
right?
I know. I know what
So,
it is.
so that is the point where I got disappointed because, like the story, the idea of what was happening, it really like immediately I was like, yes, I'm completely down with this. You got a Catherine, you got a Catherine. You don't want to cheat to Catherine with Catherine, but you don't want to cheat to Catherine with Catherine because then Catherine's gonna get upset, right? So, and
It's like a tongue twister.
it is
literally.
gonna get crazy. Yeah. So now on top of you have Catherine, and you have Ren. So
Yeah, now you do.
I never got to Rin, so
No, because Rin is a new one. It's a new
Rin
character.
is
They're
new for
actually
this one.
adding stuff for this one. I
Yeah, it's
heard.
called
Yeah.
Catherine Full Body.
of course it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're referring to the full body that they're talking about. They're meant to be describing like how do you describe wine, or so they claim.
So to
so
speak.
right.
And the best
How you
part,
describe
though,
a bottle
Right.
of wine.
it's going to have
Yes.
local and online play called Coliseum Mode.
If it was me, I would have called it Catherine MILF Edition.
Wow.
That would have been
So
awesome.
with this, you two players who control the sheep compete in a 3-round climb up one of the main puzzle towers.
Yes, because
That's
that's
Puzzle Tower. That's actually, I mean, I knew the gameplay going into it, and I was like, man, this is actually pretty, one, challenging, and two, a lot of fun.
it
So-
is fun, and it is to the point where there is a competitive scene. I think I told you about this. There is actually a competitive esports scene of Catherine, like people doing, which is the reason why they're
Because
bringing this
I can
2-player
under-
versus.
But I can understand because it's like when Tetris was competitive.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that still is. It still is.
Very, you know.
That is awesome. That is awesome. There's some details on that, like you were saying. There's a new character named Rin she's supposed to be like a pianist on that bar.
Oh, okay.
Table
I got
visit.
you. Mhm.
That'd be kind of nice because it gives you Catherine, and now someone completely new.
Catherine, and Rin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Catherine, and Rin.
Awesome. My next piece here is, again, kind of a small one, not really big. Development has officially begun on the next Legend of Zelda.
Of course he has.
Of course. Like
That
we-
game sold a
like we-
gajillion switches and a gajillion dollars.
Yes. E.G. Aonuma and his team have started thank you, have started development on the next Zelda game, according to a note in Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Masterworks. There aren't many details. This is coming from Game Informer, by the way, the article. There aren't many details, but he does note, or rather, there's not many details on his note, excuse me. Work on Zelda tends to be very cyclical, with Breath of the Wild starting almost immediately after Skyward Sword was finished, and that was back in 2011. That said, it will be likely a long time before we see anything tangible is created. So what do you think? What do you want from, since you guys, I haven't played Breath of the Wild, but you
I played,
have Breath
like
of the Wild.
the first few minutes of it, but I've seen my brother play it.
So what do you want for the next one? What can they improve?
For the next Zelda,
Maybe go back to like the way it used,
Tony-
like the more
tone
linear
it down,
ways.
guys. Tone it down a little bit. No. In all seriousness,
So what then?
the level of openness. I mean,
Okay.
that game has great
If
systems
they're
and
gonna
all.
honestly, if they're gonna do open world again,
They are.
make
Yeah,
it
they've already
make
said
it
that,
that you have the ability to repair your weapons.
Oh yeah, take that shit
Please.
out. Yeah, take that. You
Like,
know
that's
what?
so
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah, that is the thing that's killing it. It's like you're
Like logically, we can
That
repair
makes
our
me angry.
weapons. You know,
makes me
logically, we can repair our weapons.
logically you should be able to use a sword more than 3 times before it breaks.
I
I mean,
agree.
Yes,
let's be real.
That too.
I agree.
But also be able to repair it.
Yeah. No, but if you have to add, it's time to shake that story up. It's time
I
to
agree.
you know
Yes.
what?
It's time to
Please.
Last Jedi it.
Yeah. There you go. I love it. I love it.
Because
9 out of 5.
with every Zelda game,
9 out of 5.
Yeah. I give you double the score.
Nice.
Because like with every Zelda game, we know what's gonna happen. Do
Yeah.
this, Princess Ganondorf.
Yep.
That's it. And
That
then
didn't change.
other stuff in between. But like,
Did you just call him Ganondorf?
Yeah, it's Ganondorf.
Ganondorf? I thought it was Ganon.
Ganondorf is his full name.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I was
that's his maiden name.
like,
Yeah.
What?
I thought Ganondorf was from.
Ganondorf
You're talking
was
about Gandalf from Lord
No.
of the
No,
Rings.
Ganon. It is Ganon.
It is.
If you think of A Link to the Past, Ganondorf, if I'm not mistaken, was the light world, and then the big,
Okay,
boar-looking guy was Ganon. You know what I
Ganon.
mean? So yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that's what it was. But yeah, Ganondorf is the full name.
That is.
Ganondorf.
And I know that they
Rivera.
always like make it cryptic a bit Because there is a timeline between the Zelda games. If no one,
let's not
did
get into
know.
that.
Yeah,
I'm not getting
that.
into.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there is one.
There-
It's just
I've
it's
seen
very
it.
cryptic.
and it's really, really like it feels like
Force as hell is what it feels like.
Well, it's not because
That's like saying
the ones who are doing the timeline.
There's
yeah,
a timeline in Mario games.
yeah, the ones who
Yeah.
are doing the timeline or the ones who are putting together the timeline is not Nintendo. It's like, well,
the
we've been,
fans.
yeah, it's put
It
together, and
is.
when you put it, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess if you
Not always.
You know what? I don't believe in that time because
although it does make sense. I don't know if you've actually, I think, remember game trailers? Game trailers had a retrospective for Legend of Zelda, and it was really, really good. And it kind of showed you the time it was in depth.
well, then this the Breath of the Wild kind of retcons the whole thing. Then
I'm pretty sure it does.
because they tell
Each
you
new one
in the
probably does,
past this and this happened. You
Yeah.
know, so
But I mean, in Breath of the Wild, it's like Hyrule is gone.
Breath of
Yeah.
the Wild. Oh wow. Oh
Yeah.
really? Well, Hyrule's gone.
I
in a
mean,
couple of
Hyrule,
them.
it's there. It's just
in the
in
trailer,
ruins.
it's
Hyrule was underwater in Wind Waker.
yep.
So
Yeah, it
Oh,
was.
then yeah. there
So
you
it's
go.
like like
God damn it! I told you not to get into this.
it's a paradox.
That story.
It's a paradox within a paradox, and then different timelines. It's like Life is Strange and the Butterfly Effect all over again.
All right,
Fair enough.
I'm gonna save this podcast with the next piece of news. How about
I do
that?
hope that they
By all
just
means, sir.
So,
make sense of it.
so hey, guess what movie's coming? Soonish, maybe.
What
I don't know.
exactly? What?
Sicario 2, Soldado. You remember Sicario?
No.
That you
I
haven't seen
do.
Sicario? okay.
I've never seen it, but I know what it is.
You should
I've
see
seen
it
it.
then.
It is probably
I have it on
one of
my,
the best films.
I have it on
Yeah,
of this
Amazon
year.
Video. I just need to actually sit down.
Oh,
and
this
watch
year?
it.
Came out this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sicario 1 came out this year. I thought that was an older movie. Okay, all right. So
Wasn't it a summer movie?
no, Sicario
Actually,
was
no, it was last
2015.
year.
No,
2015?
2015. Yes.
There you go.
Are you serious? It's
Yeah.
been that long?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You guys are lost in your timelines.
I think so.
Yeah.
Damn it, Zelda.
This was directed by Denis Villeneuve.
Villeneuve, yeah.
Villeneuve.
That's the first one. The second one is not.
It's not gonna be directed by him.
No. And I
Oh.
looked to see what the director of the second one has done, and I don't recognize none of that shit. So,
Come on,
No,
you
I am
guys
not
all
excited for this
know
film.
The sequels are always worse compared to the first.
not always. When it's the same crew, when it's the same writer, because they're the ones building off their own story. When they hand it over to somebody else to say, hey, we need to make a
So,
sequel
in
quick,
other words, Star Wars before 1, 2, and 3.
those are all different, though. Those are all, yeah. But the what I'm saying,
But they
different
were
people,
good?
different. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not always the case in that sense. But for instance, Taken was great, right?
Yeah.
Taken 2 and 3, no. Why? Because they said, hey, we need to capitalize on this movie that literally the first Taken was meant to be a direct to video.
Yeah? Oh, shoot.
Yeah. It was not even to
Wow.
the theater. And it made it to the theater. It became this huge phenomenon. And then, of course, the company, we got to make a sequel. We got to make a sequel.
Oh,
But
no,
of
I
course,
hate that.
the original person's like, no, I'm not doing it. So
Yeah.
they have to give it to somebody else.
Like Die Hard.
Also,
Sorry.
Fine.
My apologies. And RoboCop.
Terminator.
So
Terminator.
stepping forward, Villeneuve to direct the sequel is a guy called Stefano Solima, who is best known for his work in Italian TV and films.
But we
Sure.
don't know exactly what.
No, it doesn't
exactly.
mention. At least not in this.
You can look it up in IMDb. I guarantee you don't recognize any of them.
Oh, okay.
Probably.
Well, they're probably
Italian movies, so foreign movies.
Hey, I know Italian movies.
Italian. Well,
But a lot of foreign movies are good.
Life is
though.
Beautiful. That's an Italian movie.
Yes.
It's probably
Oh,
one of the
yes,
best,
it
best ones.
probably not him.
No,
So
definitely not.
in this new film, the war on drugs has escalated to the point where cartels are trafficking terrorists over the border between Mexico and the United States. And this development leads the CIA agent Matt Graver, what's that his name? Matt Graver?
Yes, it's the same guy from the first one.
To work once again with the mysterious Alejandro Gillick, which is played by
Yes.
Del Toro,
Yeah.
to end the threats. No rules this time, Graver tells Gillick as they prepare to take on the war straight to the cartels. Yeah, this sounds like a direct-to-video.
Oh my God, is it? Oh,
But
I saw the trailer and I was just like, this is not what Sicario was.
No.
So
It looks too actiony.
Yeah.
and which is okay for people that like the action, but then Sicario
make
was also
something
kind
else.
of psychological in some sense,
Make something else.
and it doesn't look like
That's
it's
what
gonna
I'm saying,
be. Yeah.
Then,
so.
by the way, his name is Denis Villeneuve.
Villeneuve.
He did Blade Runner, the new Blade Runner.
Yes, he did
So,
Blade Runner, and there was
which was
something
an
else that he
excellent
did. And of course, Arrival. That means
another excellent.
another excellent one. Yes.
All right, so I'm going to jump into this one here. Right out of Polygon, another article I have here. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is patched for the Xbox One X, and it will play at full 60 frames per second.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The definitive edition.
Or
So now, for those who have Xbox Ones, X,
X, yeah.
and you don't got games, now you got a game to
Now
get.
you got a game to get.
A long one.
So it's 60 frames per second or 4K resolution.
Or 4K resolution. What are the other?
Okay.
You know what? I'm
Can't
fine with
have
that.
both.
I'm okay with
Can't have
that.
both.
I can't.
You
no.
can, but I just don't think anyone can run it yet.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Xbox
saying.
One X patch, which weighs in about 550 megabytes, brings the games to version 1.6. It adds 2 new visual options to the display settings. First off is the 4K mode, and then, of course, the performance mode, which will probably be your preferred setting, sir.
Yeah.
The former delivers a stable 30 frames per second in 4K resolution. And then in the second, of course, it will be at a locked 60 frames per second, but scales down to 1080p.
That is great. 1080p.
That said, it will actually the resolution will dynamically float between 1080 and 4K, depending on what's going on.
Wait, to 4K? I heard the opposite.
Scales the resolution dynamically between 1080p and 4K in an effort to meet that frame rate target.
Wow, that sounds like a huge a huge
Difference.
Yeah, if you go from, because I heard it was going to be between 1080p and 900p. Like it'll lower a little bit, because you got to think that game is very graphic intensive.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's what
if you
makes
put
it
it in
so beautiful,
performance,
honestly.
Mm-hmm.
if you put it in performance mode, I can't see it reaching 60 and 4K at the same time unless you're staring at a wall. So
I mean, especially that might
Maybe.
that make
If you're
the
walking
Xbox
instead of running.
One X overheat,
yeah,
extremely. If they tried doing that,
yeah.
Fun fact, though, I don't know if you knew this. There was one way to get Witcher 3 at 60 frames per second on an Xbox One X before this particular patch. The game shipped with an unlocked frame rate. So the increased horsepower of the Xbox One X could run the unpatched disc copy at 60 frames per second already.
That's cool.
But now, of course, they just updated and kept it stable. So.
And now it's playable.
So yes, now's the time, Xbox One owners. You have a game that can last you at least the 2 years it's going to take to have Microsoft
you know what?
make another game for you guys.
You know what, though?
I'm kidding.
CD
I
Projekt
know.
Red
Is it too
should
soon?
just hire you as a spokesperson.
I know.
It's definitely.
The
I'll do it.
the marketer be like, here,
I'd do
please,
it.
from CD, just here's
have
The
a
Witcher.
game.
You have to play it. It's great. Oh my goodness.
I would. I'd do it in a heartbeat. I have
Alright,
one more
so-
piece. What do you guys have?
I'm good next.
Okay. Shoot.
Honestly, this from Polygon. I'm like hysterical about it. So, for those of you who like your reality TV shows, your game shows, and all that, you're in luck.
Oh, talk to
Recently,
me.
Twitch decided to make a new reality TV series called Stream On.
Oh god.
Oh
Not
god,
reality TV.
It's a competition where streamers who reside in U.S., Canada, United Kingdom will be able to compete for a prize of $60,000.
Compete by
You
streaming?
can just watch You can just watch Twitch.
Well, it's going to be
So-
on Twitch, no?
Yeah, I know.
So streamers will face challenges designed to test important streaming skills and be evaluated by a panel of Twitch judges.
Oh my god.
And that's where I'm like
Oh man.
hysterics. Like, it's funny.
I can't believe I'm not a fan of, for the record, any reality TV. Period. I'm not a fan of
I
it. So.
hear
No,
you.
me neither.
It's boring.
Me neither.
But
And cheap.
so since it's done by completely through Twitch, like you guys were talking about, and it will give the series top streamer some heavy promotion on the front page,
Awesome.
which that's nice. It's page promotion, so people be like, oh, awesome. they're good, yada yada yada. You know.
That's cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So like with any like reality stuff, you have the Twitch chat, the public chat sidebar, where people can decide if contestants will stay. Yada yada yada.
Oh, that's
Oh,
how
okay,
they
it's like
determine their voting.
Basically, they're off the island.
So like
Well, they're getting
American Idol, you
who's
know,
getting
all
the
those
rose?
singing.
What's the other one? What's the island one that people get voted off?
I
Is
think
it
you were
Lost?
killed.
Lost or Survivor?
Survivor, yeah.
Survivor,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. Those, like, when you're bored,
Yeah. Well,
You'll
if you got
watch
nothing else, if you're just flipping channels to switch to Twitch, you know. So
it would kind of be like those, you know, the conventions and all, like, PAX East and all. They'll have, like, the front page like that, probably.
oh, okay, that's pretty good.
I'm going to steal the next one because I'm very excited about it, and I'm going to steal it from you because I gave you the chance
Fine.
3 times.
Fine,
to
go
talk about
ahead.
this. So, Nintendo
Fine.
Power is back,
Baby,
bitches.
oh come on, man.
Nintendo Power is
Honestly, I don't
back.
mind it because he has more enthusiasm than I would, so he can just take it. He can take it from me.
And the debut episode is going to talk about Breath of the Wild. Oh, sorry. Did I mention it's a podcast?
I was gonna say, what do you mean debut episode?
Yeah, it is a podcast. Nintendo Power podcast. It's happening soon. It's not gonna be the magazine, sadly. I know, but you know what are you gonna do? We live on the internet time. Who reads the magazine? Who has time for those?
For the record, you can get all the Nintendo Power magazines online. So
Yeah, that's right. I think
Yeah.
they're archiving archive.org.
That's
If I'm
right.
not mistaken. Yeah.
Or the Wayback Machine.
All the way back. Yeah, that's what it is. So the Nintendo Power podcast is going to be hosted by Chris Late, former editor-in-chief of Nintendo Power magazine and current manager of corporate communications at Nintendo of America. This comment from a report from Polygon.
So
Nice.
Mr. Dreamy Twister,
I'm the
tell-
biggest Nintendo fan now. That's why.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
but
can
can you
imagine, yeah.
tell the audience where you can find this podcast?
Well, it doesn't say.
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
When is
Do you
it
know?
coming? Oh, I think
Yeah.
it's out. It's out on SoundCloud right now.
Oh, it's on SoundCloud?
It's out in Apple Podcast. No, it's gonna be available on everywhere. Google Play.
But
yeah.
for now, it's Apple and SoundCloud.
Wait, it says Nintendo Podcast available on Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud. Nintendo says that.
Is that you or Alexa all
that
over
is-
again?
Who's that? Oh, that's a little bit of the. That's me.
I was gonna say, I'm
I
like,
was
that's
about
not
to
That's a
mine.
little bit of the podcast. There you go. A podcast within a podcast. This is
So
turning
in other
into
words-
Inception shit. So
Yeah.
suddenly.
This is half news and half promotion.
There you
there you
go.
go.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
to mention half infringement. But go ahead.
Nintendo
Yeah, pretty
says that the Google Play version is also coming. You know, in the meantime, you guys have to listen to it on SoundCloud, which is
All
what
I'm
I
gonna say
pressed
is,
by accident.
do not copyright us from that.
Yeah. So in the debut episode, they say they're gonna be talking to the creator of Zelda. No, I don't think it's me. I don't think they mean Miyamoto. Let me see.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. Well, it says creator, so who knows?
Hold on, I think I can
You doing
pull it up.
Aonuma?
Hold on, pull it up.
Sure.
The one who
Yeah,
just,
it's Onamua.
Onuma, yeah.
Sure. He added that the format of the podcast is gonna be it's still experimental, you know. So they don't know if it's gonna be like a weekly thing, it's gonna be frequent, or how frequent it's gonna be.
I like that though, because more and more people are going towards the internet age. They're going more towards podcasts and internet. So, because I know a lot of us listen to podcasts when we're going for walks on the drive. It's a great thing.
Yeah, this is the reason why we're doing the GG podcast, because God knows that we failed GG magazine. It didn't. Our e-scene didn't do very well. We had to retire it. We had to fire our editor in chief.
But this is also our own opinions as well.
Oh no, that's fine. Yeah, it's all opinionated.
The cool thing about it is, I mean, you look at the logo of it,
The logo Nintendo Power.
and it's like, oh yeah, it gives you the warm,
The
Warmies.
nostalgic,
yes,
The
nostalgic
warmies.
feels.
yeah.
All right, so my last piece here is kind of a big one. So sit back, because it's going to take a second.
Relax and enjoy the show.
So this comes from Game Informer. Have you heard of
alright, I got
Take-Two's
my
new
beer.
publishing label?
About who?
Take-Two's new publishing label.
No.
Called Private Division.
Private Division. Okay.
No, I'm lost too.
So this is, first off, very interesting. So I'm just going to read this again. This is right from a Game Informer article. The video game industry is built on unsteady ground, as we all know. Its tectonic plates constantly shift as this $100 billion global business expands to new platforms. Publishers search for new revenue models, sometimes failing, like EA. That's not in the article. That was me. And studios rise and fall. The volatile but lucrative console market makes it hard for anyone but the most entrenched developers teams to maintain solid footing over a long period of time. Why spend hundreds of millions of dollars on novel new ideas that can fail in this hyper-competitive landscape when you can sink more marketing and funding into sure bets like Madden, Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, making them living services that continue to receive new content throughout the year? The argument makes sense from a short-term business perspective, but playing it safe stifles innovation, as we all know, which could hurt these companies. I just lost my article.
And you reading the whole article?
No. It's a very, very, very long article. This is just a little a section of it that I wanted to.
We might want to be careful with doing that.
Oh no, I that's what I said. It's from Polygon, Game Informer. The argument makes sense from a short-term business perspective, but playing it safe stifles innovations, which could hurt these companies and brands in the long run. This leaves the door wide open for a disruptor like Private Division. That's the name of the new label. This new Take-Two publishing label stands alongside Rockstar and 2K games, but it plays plays by much different rules. Rather than going big with benchmark-setting endeavors like Grand Theft Auto, or supporting perennial juggernauts like NBA and 2K and all those good things, the new label's directive is to identify smaller teams of experienced developers with great ideas, fund their projects, and in a very big surprise twist, let the studio keep the rights of the IP.
So Take-Two, as a publisher, wants to polish games from the other from indie titles,
developers,
but let them keep their
IP.
own IPs.
So they won't take it away from them. It's an interesting.
Nice,
I can see them attracting a lot of developers that way.
That's really nice though, because a lot of
that.
indies who go under like Microsoft, Sony, or any big company, usually they take it from them. They're like, nope.
Yeah.
It's like selling your soul to the devil.
Correct. Whoever's paying for it, they end saying, no, you're going to make it for us, but we own the IP. In this case, no. They're like, you can own it. We'll help you. We'll, of course, take a cut of whatever revenue.
Because usually when when the big company owns the IP, they're the ones who say what happens to it, what you do to it, to make it more appeal to them.
Will there be a sequel to it, even though it doesn't really need a sequel?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
This approach found a very receptive audience, and many of the talented developers, particularly, we have a couple here that already signed up for teams specifically. These teams have helped out with Assassin's Creed, Fallout, Halo, and Battlefield. Each is a smaller scale. The projects they're looking at are a small scale project with smaller teams, but the point is to maintain AAA. What do you call it?
Pricing.
Not pricing.
Level of
quality.
Like,
Thank you.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Because if there's something that AAA stands for, is quality in games.
So we all know that
the what you want to think of here, and it specifically things on the article, is Hellblade. They're basically saying this is what we want to. This is what we want to replicate, and I think it's pretty interesting. I was
just about to say that.
I don't know if that's going to be successful. I mean, I don't know if you can be successful in doing that. That said, I think it's pretty awesome that they're just taking the they're taking the initiative to doing
both. I definitely think that is a good way, because
which what Ninja Theory was trying to do by making Hellblade. They're saying, hey, we can do an extremely, beautiful quality game that can probably sell for $60, but we're not going to sell it for $60. We're not going to spend that much money to make it either, and we're going to sell it for $30, and it's going to do great, as Hellblade did. You know, and if you can get some smaller teams to get funded in order to make these type of good-looking projects, you know, the quality projects, but maybe not cost $60 in the end, might not be a bad deal.
No, I mean, this all sounds very good on paper.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Yes,
but
yes,
we're still talking about Take
see.
Two
Yeah,
here.
we'll see the final thing in the end, especially after Take Two was. Hello, they're the ones in NBA 2K with 2K's loot boxes and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So that said, it's a step in a good direction. I feel I need to bring it up because I was like, it's interesting. The one that threw me away was, oh, they get to keep the IP. Well, that's crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah,
I feel like that's the newsworthy part. If
Correct,
it was,
correct.
it was just developers bringing is bringing some indie to their stables. This would be like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
You do know though that like since they're starting this, there could be other companies that will follow suit. I'm not saying the big ones, obviously.
Well,
but there'll be ones that are kind of up there who will probably follow suit. Oh, this is a good idea. This will bring more IPs in because we do see a lot of indies throughout the year, but usually not enough or not a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll start seeing more indies because I love playing indies.
No,
I really
definitely.
do.
Yeah.
They're
They tend
some
to
of the
be
best memorable
really
stories and.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They tend to be very. They're not limited. They don't limit themselves by will this type of game sell? We don't care. This is the type of game we want to do.
That's why I like them, especially like with Sundance movies, like the foreign
Oh
movies.
yeah.
I love those
Absolutely.
because they're so
Those are
much
some of my
better
favorite.
than the Western here.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. Well, we'll see because it also has to take off. If it becomes a good thing and it's flourishing, then I can see other companies do it. If it crash and burns, maybe not. So we'll see.
But that would be heartbreaking if it crashed and burned.
I know. I hope not. All right, guys. We'll be right back with our hot topic. All right, guys. We're going to go right into our hot topic of the week.
Hot topic of the week.
Hot topic.
I was setting it up right there.
Yes.
That's perfect. That was perfect. High five.
I was waiting till you're done because I didn't want to like.
Oh no, you're more your hot topic is more important than my hot topic all the time. That's what the people wait to hear.
That's what they tune in for.
Yeah, that's what they're tuning for. That's right.
So this week's hot topic, guys, we want to shine a before we get into. By the way, this is not really a spoiler. Next week will be our Game of the Year podcast.
Oh snap!
Chances are we may just skip news next week because there probably won't be much going on anyway.
No,
No,
but there will be a lot to talk about good games that came out in
especially
2017.
holidays
Yeah.
and all
Yes.
that good stuff.
That said, before we get to that, I wanted to shine a light on the developers, the guys who brought us these games in 2017. And when I made this, I realized I put developer. If you want to credit some publisher, sure, that's fine too. I really just wanted to stick with the guys making it.
Publishers were originally developers in their time.
Some of them, yes. And some of them still do.
Yeah.
Some of them still, like Capcom, they publish and develop. So.
Yeah.
That said, this is what it's about. It's just about shining a light on some of these guys who are probably not going to get any other recognition for the year.
Well, when you recognize the fact that there's been a lot of negativity
Oh my
over,
God, yes.
in the gaming scene lately, it's good
all know
to
who.
give props to, those people that, hey, you like games? Well, these are the people making them. So have some respect.
Yes. I want to start with the one who won nothing. Poor guys. Nothing from the Game Awards. Guerrilla Games, guys.
Guerrilla Games.
Seriously,
What the
come
heck?
on. They made a good
They made a
game.
great game. It was, obviously, if you don't know.
Some might argue they're all a good game. Oh,
Wow.
snap,
That's-
Shots
snap.
fired.
That's harsh.
Wow.
Wow. You just
What
tore their
happened?
heart out and put it in the garbage and lit it on fire.
But that Horizon, bro. That Horizon. Am I right?
That Horizon is beautiful.
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn is a beautiful game.
Yeah.
It's a great game, and they deserve props.
That engine is
Especially-
amazing.
Yes, It is amazing.
In
It's
other
amazing.
words, they deserve all our monies.
Yes.
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 Throw away the monies.
I've I paid for everything full price. So
Yeah.
I even missed the Frozen Wilds, like the
Sale.
the sale.
sale.
I was
That
like,
is
oh
like,
well,
nope, you know what?
$15 it is.
I'll give it
It
happily.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They
Oh, yeah.
deserve it,
They deserve it.
honestly.
Wait, $15? I think that's what the price was. That was the
but
sale.
when it first came
No,
out,
no,
like
the
the
sale was like-
pre-order
yeah, like
was
$12
like
something.
No, I thought it was like $13-$14.
oh, then,
It's only
okay.
$15 regularly, so it
Yeah,
was a
so
sale.
that's
so
all,
it was
I
like,
thought it was
yeah.
going to be. I thought it was 20, but
It was
no.
only just like a couple $, off.
There you go.
Whatever it was.
You know what?
It was
Give them
Whatever
more
it
money.
was,
They
it was
deserve
worth it.
because that expansion was really good too.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Another team, well, pun intended, another team that I wanted to give light to, although I didn't play this game, I understand it's very good. Team Ninja brought us Neo.
Oh yes,
Okay.
yes, they did. That was Team Ninja and Tecmo Koi.
Oh, Koei Tecmo.
Koei Tecmo.
Koei Tecmo, yeah.
Yes. Join that game now. There is a game to play if you haven't, like, if you're wondering what to tackle next. Because we're in the lull of the holidays, and you missed that.
Perfect time.
Go grab that. That is the perfect game to play during the holidays. I literally just read a review a few hours ago of someone. I think it was a writer from Polygon. I want to say, I could be wrong. Maybe Kotaku, saying, "Hey, even though I'm late to the party with Neo, it is a fantastic game."
Yeah.
And of course, that it's one of those games that you can play. I mean, it's timeless. You're not missing anything for playing it now versus playing it when it came out.
Definitely, yeah.
Oh, they made a lot of favorite games that I played when I was younger.
Oh, Team Ninja?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
they did a lot of the
Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja
Is it-
Gaiden.
I don't know if it's Gaiden.
It's
I'm just
Ninja
saying.
Gaiden.
Yeah, it's Gaiden.
I'm being
yeah.
pretentious.
No, it is. Ninja Gaiden.
Oh
You're
my
pretentious.
goodness, they made.
You pretentious bastard.
They
It is
also
Gaiden.
made Dead or Alive, the Dead or Alive games.
And the Dead or Alive beach volleyball.
Sure. we'll
Okay,
throw-
you're the one
we'll throw
who's
those in
all
there,
about
too.
that.
Yeah, we'll sure will.
Those were pretty terrible. They also gave us Ninja Gaiden 3 when in book. What was his name? Oh my god, he was like a rock star.
Oh, I know
The
you're
guy
talking
with the
about.
glass, with the dark
long
glasses.
hair and glasses. Always glasses, no matter where he's at.
Always dark glass. Yes. What was
I
his
think
name?
I know
I don't remember his name.
from Dead or Alive, right?
Yes.
No,
And
no,
from
he's the-
Ninja
he's the ma-
Gaiden.
he's the,
From Ninja
creator.
Gaiden too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, we gotta come up with that name. Somebody go.
Hold on, I'm looking
know.
it
Alright,
up. You guys keep going.
Keep talking.
Yes. So we also want to give props to Capcom. They outdid themselves with Resident Evil 7 this year.
Yeah, but
Oh, here we go.
yeah, Capcom. You think? But I
There are ups and
appreciate.
downs,
I
yes.
appreciate the Resident Evil 7, but what the hell with the rest, man? What else was
So
there?
I know they messed up
With-
royally. Marvel
Marvel
vs.
vs.
Capcom.
Capcom.
What was the other one?
Good question. That is
That's
that
how
is
bad
the
it
problem.
is.
There was no other one that memorable. That Rising 4. The Rising 4 was.
I thought that was last year.
Yeah,
was a
but the
Christmas last
PS4 version came out this year.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah, that does not count.
That counts as last year.
Oh, come on.
Yes.
You PS4 owners are playing that right now and being thankful to Capcom.
Well, also, 1 and 2 is also on PS4. Like, recently it got ported over.
Of what? Oh, yeah. Of Dead Rising. Yeah.
Like during the summer.
Sir, I know how you feel about this particular game, but I still feel, while I didn't enjoy it as much as I guess I thought I was going to, consider it was my first one. Atlas did put out probably one of the biggest RPGs of this year.
Wow.
Atlas.
Oh,
Persona
Atlas is...
5, Persona
Well,
5.
they released very...
After 20 years with no Persona,
Oh.
main Persona. Oh, you find his name?
Tomonobu Iragaki.
Iragaki, yeah.
Iragaki-san.
There you go.
Oh my god, that guy is like crazy. He was amazing when he was doing the Ninja Gaiden series and
Yeah.
shoot, even
As far as
Dead or
his
Alive
games,
was
yeah,
awesome. Yeah. And
Oh,
then
Dead or Alive was awesome.
yeah, but
The
he was-
unnecessary boob effects aside, you
Yeah.
know, Dead or Alive was
Oh,
awesome.
the
It's
bouncy
the
boobs.
fan service. That's
the
all it
bouncy
is.
boobs. Yeah.
It's a
Let's
fan
call
service.
it that. So he was very flourished.
That's what it's called. It's
Very
fan
flourishing.
service. That's literally what it's called.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's call it that because the
That's
boob
why we're
service.
calling it that. Yeah, the
Yeah,
boob
that's what
service.
we're calling it. But man, he also did some shit
defy
game for the
gravity.
Wii. That was supposed to be like the adult Wii version, Wii game.
Really?
Yeah. What was it called? Oh my god! It's like who cares?
Wait, I
the
think
video
I just
game.
saw it.
Yeah.
I think I just saw it. It's called Devil's Third.
Devil's Third. Oh, my
yes,
god!
I
Remember Devil's
that.
Third?
Yes.
No, another weird
That game was
that they did.
garbage.
I
Another
never
game
played
that they
it.
did though was Hyrule Warriors, which is kind of like Dynasty Warriors,
Oh.
but Zelda.
Wait, but that was not
That wasn't
Itagaki.
him,
That
though.
was
That was a
Team
team.
Ninja.
That was
Yeah,
Team
yeah.
Ninja
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
But that
But
wasn't-
like,
That was.
Still-
I think that was probably after that Devil's Third. No. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
after
yeah,
Devil's
of
that
course.
was
Third.
Yeah,
after.
Devil
But
Third
that
was for the
pretty
Wii,
good
for the
'cause
Wii, the
it's
Wii.
Dynasty Warriors.
But
Another team.
Team Ninja.
Team Ninja. Another team, which is apparently making a big change coming in the future. But this year released 2 games. Housemarque released Ex Machina and Matterfall, or Next Machina. I said Ex Machina. You know what I mean? Ooh,
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I dropped my phone.
definitely. Give props to the Next Machina. I didn't get a chance to play Matterfall, so I don't really know. But you played Next Machina. How'd you
I
feel
believe
about that?
Next
It's-
Machina
it's
is the shit.
legendary.
That Machina is awesome. Yeah. Now, are we mentioned? I feel like we are. Is there a particular selection here? Because I thought we were focusing on some particular. Because I
No,
feel
I
like
want to give props to the ones that just are not going to get any recognition.
Oh,
You know what I
gotcha.
mean?
That's what I'm
trying to
seeing.
do.
Okay. Gotcha.
Now
yeah.
I will get to the say, all right, who is the best one? But we all know
Yeah.
who the best one is. We
Yeah.
didn't have to spoil it at this point, but you know that
Visceral
said,
entertainment.
that's
Free radical. and shit.
free radical. No, that's why I'm saying just these are teams who are not going to get anything
Yeah.
anywhere. And I'm like, no, freak that. I need to like Super Giant Games. I mean, that's one of my
Oh my
best
god!
games
Super
of the year.
Giant Game needs
You know
to
what I
be
mean?
like developer. They need to be talking
Okay, but
to
what
like
about,
developer of the year, kind of like they gotta be
I
that
think so.
up list. On that up list, they gotta be. Yeah, the games are fantastic.
Yeah, they are.
And
And original.
yeah, and they know how to
I'm
craft.
surprised you
the
haven't
title.
mentioned Devolver Digital yet.
because that would be too easy. Yeah,
One
for
and
him.
two, they're a publisher. But I'll mention them as a publisher, saying I love.
Devolver Digital stuff. Is,
They are so off the wall,
Oh, you know
and they
what? You know what? I
attract
will mention though
off the wall developers.
because of recent stuff.
Mm.
I will admit, Deck 9 did pretty good this time with
Uh,
the new Life is Strange.
Talk to me. Oh, Deck 9. Okay.
They did
okay.
Before the Storm because we've never heard them like
What did they do
in
before
a
that?
while. I'll look it up, but like
Take 9.
it's a developer
the
that
rap
we've
Take 9.
probably heard like forever ago, but
It
don't
sounds like
remember.
I remember something from them, but
They
yeah,
did
not coming to mind.
the Ratchet and Clank collection for the Vita. They've done like
Small things.
very small things.
Oh, those people. Gotcha. Yeah.
No, but I mean, they actually took lead on this one, even though no,
Which I'm surprised they did the like collection.
and he got nominated
They've
for an
done
award.
Yeah.
collection stuff, and then they came out with this whole episode. I think like fans were very skeptical because who's this new developer? We've never seen them before, and then they bring out
Then
some good
yeah.
episodes, some like a good game, and like I didn't think it would be good, and
I had my doubts.
It
I'm not
is-
gonna lie.
I did too. But you know what? I loved the series before, and I was gonna give it a try anyway, and I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it.
And
Good stuff.
so like, I gotta give props to this developer,
Awesome.
honestly.
Yeah.
'cause they did
Props
really-
to
They did well.
to
you know?
Deck 9. Yeah. Another one that both of you enjoyed recently, Epic Games
Yes.
came out with Fortnite. You know what I mean?
Fortnite.
A sleeper
On top
hit,
of that,
one may call it. You know
also-
what I
Well,
mean?
shoot. If we're gonna go that route,
I know.
yeah,
man.
we're gonna might as well
top of
say,
that-
hey, developer, it's freaking PUBG, whatever they called.
Blue
But
Point?
for those of you who
Oh,
don't know,
well, I think they spin their own division. I think there is a PUBG group, studio.
Well, we got to give them
That
props
is-
too. Yeah.
Blue Hole.
Oh, yeah, without.
Blue Hole.
Yeah, no, I
Well,
know.
Blue Hole is the. No, it's the
Publisher?
developer.
It is
no,
the
that's the
developer of
developer.
them.
Blue Hole.
It's a developer of them. But I guess for those who don't know with Epic Games, they also make Paragon.
A Paragon, yes, but that's
A lot of people tend to forget that.
2 years ago now. Yeah, no, definitely. But no, you got to admit they, whether you think it was right on their part to suddenly make a battle royale mode and make it very PUBG like,
But it killed it.
It did, yeah, it did, and I enjoyed the hell out of that game.
Yeah.
Fighting game fans got a good one this year from NetherRealm Studios. Injustice 2.
Injustice
Yes.
2
Oh my
is
goodness. Yes.
fighting game of the year.
Yep.
I got you. Yeah, hey, it's especially if
They
you like
beat
DC.
Street Fighter. Like, Street
Oh,
Fighter was
yeah.
garbage
They-
this year.
they
And
out Street Fighter,
Tekken
Street
2,
Fighter,
which makes me sad
absolutely.
because I love playing Tekken. And then now we have Soul Calibur in the works, and I hope that's good.
Yes, actually, Soul Calibur, but that's not NetherRealms.
Yeah.
I know.
NetherRealms.
But
words, yeah.
I'm talking about fighting games.
There is a new level. There's a new level that most, or I would say all fighting games should strive for, which is having that story. Mm-hmm. That story
Yes.
is crucial.
Yes.
Especially when you have, they're using DC characters. You really.
Well, they're using DC characters
do it,
here,
yeah.
yeah. Well, now it's time to tell the tales of the swords in Soul Calibur.
Okay, but hasn't whenever they did Mortal Kombat,
see what you
hasn't
mean.
their
Mortal
their
Kombat.
story's been good too?
Yeah.
Somewhat. Somewhat.
The story of
Better than Street Fighter, definitely.
the
but,
the
yeah.
one of Mortal Kombat 9, which was a retelling of
The
the Mortal
retelling?
Kombat, it was really good.
Yeah.
It was really good.
So, hey, maybe
enjoyed it.
they'll bring it back for. How was 10? Anybody play 10?
I didn't.
I was
care
like in
much.
the
I heard that
very
it was.
beginning of it.
Yeah, and I
That's
played,
about
it was a good Mortal Kombat, but then it had those problems with the PC version, and then they say, "Oh, we're not going to support it in the PC version anymore." It's WB, bro. At that point, it was
Yeah.
like, "Fuck off," and then they came back and they fixed the stuff and they added stuff. But by that time, Injustice 2 was already out, so
I gotcha.
we got fooled again.
Small, a little small studio that I definitely want to give credit to. Giant Sparrow, What Remains of Edith Finch.
Oh
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
One of my personal favorite games of this year. Shout out to Giant Sparrow. Sir, I'm surprised you haven't brought up this particular game team. Platinum Games.
Platinum Games.
Nier Automata.
Is the
Yeah, what
developers
happened to you?
Not to
Come
mention,
on.
they're coming with
with Bayonetta 3. Yeah, they are the
You've been
developers of the century.
all over near
No, actually,
for
there
a
was a
while
time.
now.
There was a time that I thought, you know what, Platinum Games is unfreaking stoppable.
Oh, no.
they are
Until-
they are, and then they started doing freaking Legend of Korra.
Ninja
That
Turtles.
Transformer game, that Ninja Turtles, and at that point I was like, what the hell, guys? Come on, you guys are showing more than you can.
Well, I would.
It's
Devil's
ridiculous.
advocate here because I always have to fucking take that side. But I understand if you have a team that you need to have some sort of funding to continue. That said, put a little
Man, but
effort
put an
into
effort
it. Yeah.
because it's still your reputation.
exactly.
And now, if I hear, Bayonetta 3 is announced, but these are the same people that did the Ninja Turtles game.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know, suddenly you don't know. So yeah, no, definitely.
True.
And Nier Automata, that was a darling of 2017, for a lot of people. Except you, because you're a hater. But that game made its money's
I like
worth.
the game.
So I'm just fucking. So yeah, I would say Platinum Games needs to be on that list.
Definitely. That's really all I have as far as we can mention Machine Games for Wolfenstein. Decent Wolfenstein.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Any really bad developers? Developer, not publisher.
We all know who
let me
was going to
jump in
say.
front of that.
Not those two.
Bungie?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with the whole-
Now,
okay, I
though,
guess for
yeah.
the games.
You don't
What about
don't try to
BioWare?
fool your fans. You're up there. You got your fans, paying money and liking, and getting, decent reviews for your game, and then you're trying to play all these things and then say, oh, that was a bad coding. No, that was a bug. We didn't mean to throttle your XP and crap like that. No, fuck off, Bungie. I'm telling you right now, you are playing with your fans enough to where they're gonna be mad at you to the point that they're just gonna end up leaving you.
Yeah,
all right.
I
So, and
look at what happened to BioWare.
yeah, exactly. There you go.
I
Another
was
one
gonna
that
say also, but look who's
hey,
publishing them.
you got Mass Effect.
Look who has another
Who has
say in
the-
it.
yeah.
I understand that you're putting all your effort on this Anthem Destiny wannabe, but man, you're Mass Effect, the game that almost like if it didn't made you, it completed you.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Like I said though, look who's also having a say in it.
Well, to an extent.
and
Because,
you
That's what
gave
people
you
need
gave
to remember.
you gave
Look who's
your
having a say in it.
your flagship series to like a third, another, studio that didn't know what they were doing. Unfortunately, I mean, they didn't give it to a different studio. It was still BioWare, but it was not their A team.
Oh, okay.
It was their. Yeah, you guys.
It was
We
their
need another
other
Mass
team.
Effect to fund Anthem. So
It was their other team that wasn't
The
their
B
big.
team.
yeah, the same one probably responsible for Dragon Age
wasn't
2.
the A team.
It could be.
knows? Yeah,
It could be.
very well be because it was the same quality. So no, screw them.
guys.
Dice, you are dead to me. I would not care if you bring Battlefield. Well, I don't care what you bring because you're still with EA and EA is dead to me. So yeah, I don't care if you say Bad Company 3 is coming out. Whatever.
I agree.
Not happening.
100%.
Yeah.
So, guys, let's say it. Best developer of the year.
Out of 1 and a 2 and a 3.
Nintendo.
Yep.
Easily.
with
almost like, I mean,
With-
there's like no competition. Realistically.
There's some competition, I would say. There's got to be.
No.
Not right
You
now.
have,
No?
okay.
Not right now,
Sir,
no.
you have a major Mario come out
Uh-huh.
and a major Zelda come out in 1 year. That already puts you ahead of the. You are already light years ahead, and then you throw in, and I know Splatoon 2.
Yeah, Splatoon
Splatoon,
great.
You throw in
Arms.
Arms. You throw in Mario Kart.
Well, Mario Kart was a couple years ago, but I see what you're saying.
It's a
Oh,
remaster.
it's okay for you to say that now, right?
But still, with the new console, they threw in all this stuff.
That's what I.
Developer,
Definitely the
developer of the year.
Oh my god!
Definitely, yeah.
Now that said, can they sustain this? I've asked this before, but I mean, what else is there? I mean,
For
Pokemon.
next year,
Well,
But we don't know what's coming out next year, yeah.
We'll
Okay.
have to see through the year. I know Pokken Tournament is coming to the Switch again, but we'll have to see the way in the new year because we still need another Super Smash Brothers.
Which is not going to come out next year.
Yes.
Not going to come out next year, but it's going to come out on the Switch.
No, no,
Sometime.
definitely, yeah,
It could
in its
actually.
life.
You know what? It could if they do the same thing with Splatoon. Because when you think about it,
Oh,
it-
God,
it's
don't.
not a
Nobody
major.
wants that.
I know, but I'm just saying. Hey, you say nobody wants that, but everybody hates
Everybody,
Splatoon
yeah.
2.
But if
That's
they
true.
make
So,
another
fair
Super
enough.
Smash
I
Brothers,
can
more or
see it.
less, we'll probably see some characters from before, like the Squid Kids.
Oh no, they're going to have a bunch of
Probably-
new characters. You're going to have
probably some
You're going to have
ARMS
the ARM
characters.
characters. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a given.
Yeah,
but like I said, that's because of that. That already extends out how soon we'll even see it.
Also, another
Yeah,
maybe
so
possibly
definitely
another Animal
2019.
Crossing. Also, they've been
Maybe.
talking
Yeah,
about.
I can definitely see.
They've been
another
talking
Animal
about
Crossing.
an actual
Still, is that
Pokemon
a
game
big-
on the
is that
Switch.
like a big thing like
That's
Mario?
huge.
It is.
Oh,
It is
yeah.
very big.
I mean, not for me. I can
No,
care
I got you, I
less.
got you.
But
It is pretty
yeah, it's
big.
huge.
It's kind of like hush side big.
Yeah.
And also, I've heard about an actual Pokemon game. on
Yeah.
The
Oh,
Switch.
I know, I know that. They mentioned that.
That
in
will
the,
have to happen because where else they're gonna put it?
No, they mentioned that on one of their directs, but
Yeah.
it was so early concept.
Wait,
it's like
why-
we're
we
literally
forgot
just drawing out.
Yeah.
We
What's gonna
forgot
happen?
about Xenoblade Chronicles too. That came out recently.
Well, I don't think
that's
they
not
developed it.
That's not Nintendo.
Yeah,
no,
that's not Nintendo.
but it
But
came out on
published-
But
Switch.
publisher, yeah.
Published.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that was published by Square Enix, was it not?
I can look it up real quick.
Yeah, I think that
It's definitely not Nintendo.
I think it's
yeah.
on. I think
No,
it's on
but
Nintendo.
it's on Nintendo.
What is it?
But it's on
Xenoblade?
Nintendo. Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles. I think
It's
it's
still
two,
in
right?
that.
Two?
Yeah, two.
It's
the other one
still
was the
on
other
that
one.
spectrum though.
That's Monolith.
Monolith. Oh yeah, that's Monolith.
Yeah, that's Monolith.
Yeah, there you
Shout
go.
out to Monolith.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, Monolith.
Yeah.
You made a decent game and decent
In 2017.
In 2017.
Congratulations.
That's actually not a. Hey, that's not a hard an easy feat to have because.
Can we give a shout out to Rockstar?
No.
From,
Oh yeah. Okay.
Rockstar.
Yeah. Rockstar. Rockstar.
For what?
for prolonging.
Oh my
Grand
God!
Theft Auto.
Yes, Grand Theft Auto.
Like, hello,
hell yeah.
that's still, and plus
Yeah.
the plus
Best
Red
ongoing
Dead that's
game.
going to be coming
Yeah.
back.
That should have won best ongoing game.
yeah,
I mean, realistically.
without a doubt. Yeah, shoo. There was going to be another one that I was going to mention, and
Tip your
I
man.
forgot.
I'm sorry.
You know, I will want
what
to
was the
say,
game?
I know this will be like 50-50, but I do want to give a little shout out to Blizzard, bringing us some good games throughout the year.
New
Not
this
just
year?
Overwatch.
What did they have new this year?
They didn't
Nothing
have
new, but I just want to give a
Nothing
little
new,
shout out.
but yeah, ongoing.
Best ongoing game?
ongoing
Yeah.
ongoing games because you
Yeah.
have
When it comes to
WoW,
developers that-
Diablo, Hearthstone.
I feel that they're
all that
starting.
good stuff.
I feel like they're starting to get corrupted a little bit. They used to
By
be
Activision?
They used to be the darling, but now it's like
You mean by
yeah.
Activision?
Yes,
By Activision, of course.
Yeah.
but you know
Just
they're
asking.
still
say it.
bringing
Throw it out there.
some
Fuck
good
Activision.
content. Is what I want to say.
And fuck
You know,
EA
for
too.
all their ongoing games, and they deserve that credit.
Yes. Ubisoft, man.
yes,
Yeah.
Ubisoft is.
That's another one.
I will say it is should be considered the publisher of the year when you think about it,
I would agree.
because
But the problem with that, it's almost by default. But yes,
it's almost like default when you think about it. Yeah.
but
By
yes, I agree.
default.
I agree.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, because the whole deal is that they are so far right now. They've been player centric. They are supporting For Honor.
they are
They're
supporting
still
a lot of the games that came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Except
They have
for
several-
Watch Dogs 2. I haven't heard a lot of Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah, but Watch Dogs 2 is more of a single player thing. You don't see any. What you're seeing is like a single player DLC or something like that.
Because I guess because I mean they released a patch for the Division recently that I mean they didn't have to.
That's what I'm saying.
Good,
But
not-
People still playing
was
it,
awesome
so-
that people
Which
was
I'm
playing.
surprised because then, they, like I said, like a few podcasts ago, they had the free weekend, which I tried.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised that was still going on.
I mean, that game's not to say that game's not that old. It's just that it appeared like it wasn't looking very good at the
appealing.
beginning. But hey, it has maintained its player base. That's good. I don't have a doubt. Division is not a bad game.
Oh,
You know,
that's
it's
mentioned.
just-
Ubisoft has also brought us Mario & Rabbids.
I was
Mario
just about
Rabbids,
to say
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's a little
That-
coincide with
you know,
Ubisoft
that's
and
true.
Nintendo.
And giving the access, giving the level of support that they have been giving to Tom Clancy's
Rainbow Six Siege.
Siege, yeah, which
Don't
was a game
forget-
that was almost a little garbagey when it came out, and now it's like, oh yeah, this game is pretty awesome.
Honestly, it's a great game, but it damn near is impossible to get into now because
yeah, no, now
if you didn't, you don't know the map. Yeah,
The
you can get your
scene
ass
is
handed to
brutal.
you.
Yeah.
That said,
That's why I
I
usually
still kind of want to do it.
You do? I want to do. You know what you want? I want to do. I want to do Wildlands.
Oh, that's the other one.
That's the one I want to do.
You guys can do that. I'll be on Siege because I have it. And you can do casual matches. You can do like the quote unquote tutorial
Oh God.
by yourself and friends and all that.
Okay.
Cool beans.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I mean, we've crowned Nintendo because it's clear that they are the best publisher of this year, which is great. Nintendo's back.
Yes.
And
You
then we
have
can't
before
wait till
the-
next year.
The what do you call it? The Trinity is complete again. You have
the Triforce.
the Triforce. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
I will hate myself for saying that.
Yeah. All right, guys. So that brings us to the end of a wonderful
He'll have a face once he starts editing it.
episode 57.
I need to find out who the hell is Ganondorf.
Oh my God! How do you not know Ganondorf? You don't know Zelda. That's what it is.
I don't know Zelda. Yeah, that's true.
I said 57. Excuse me. The end of the real episode 87. Thanks you so much for tuning in. I'm sorry. I've had a couple beers.
We all have.
Yeah,
and I
I'd say we all
apologize.
had.
Stay
guys.
tuned though.
Oh, yes.
Because if you've watched already Star Wars: The Last
The Last
Jedi,
Jedi.
you're gonna want to stick with us. It's gonna be a 2-man show because unfortunately Shadow
Yes,
hasn't
because
seen
I'm
it
gonna be out.
yet. So yeah, she's gonna bail on us early. But if you haven't seen it, then you should bail too.
Okay, guys. So we'll see you next week for our Game of the Year episode. GG! Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 Awesome stuff, sir. Guys, we are here, and we are here to talk about Star Wars.
Oh my God!
The
It's
Last
about time.
It
The
is
Last
about
Jedi.
Freaking time.
And we are, all safeties are off.
Full disclosure.
There will be spoilers. Spoiler-atron. This is your last chance to stop the podcast.
Yes, if you have not seen it. If you don't care, then welcome aboard.
Yes.
That's
and if
it.
you have seen it, join us.
Join us.
And a magical journey.
Oh man, where do I start, sir? Let's just first off,
far away.
let's just start with
Impression.
your overall impressions of spoiler-filled,
Yeah.
as much as you want. Your
Yeah, we could
overall
go-
impressions.
Yeah.
of
We could go into scenes and everything. Yeah.
The Last Jedi.
So there was as I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, there was a point in time when I was very worried how this Star Wars movie was starting, and it was around the time that they started using that extremely familiar Marvel humor into the Star Wars universe. Specifically, the part where Poe on his single ship, which was a ridiculous endeavor to begin with. He could have been taken down easily. I don't know, but he goes against a dreadnought, ship of the New Order, and he's asking for what's his title?
Hux, yeah.
Yeah, what's his title?
I don't know, Admiral Hux, maybe.
No, he's not an admiral. He's Commander Hux. Whatever he's,
yeah.
whatever he's. I don't like that character. Anyway,
I don't.
So,
He's still not a good character.
no, he's still
Yeah,
not a good
yeah.
character on it. And then he's trying to make contact with him, but he's really trolling because he's as Hux starts to talk. This is, let's say he's an admiral. This is Admiral Hux, and and he's like, hello, okay,
I'm still holding here.
I'm still holding here. Hello, can you guys hear me? And then Admiral Hux is like, can you hear me now? Something along those lines. It's
No,
like,
he's. I know what you mean, but he's
Yeah.
like, is he not hearing me?
Is
he not hearing me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Hello. He goes, hello. As that, and of course that inspired chuckles from everybody, including myself. I laugh. I gotta admit, but that didn't mean that I wasn't hating the fact that it was happening, because that's not what I go to Star. I'm not saying that Star Wars should be this serious thing. It's just
far from it. Yeah.
that was too in the nose of a comedic, like so early in the movie that I thought it was gonna set the tone for the rest of it, and it for the most part it felt like it was gonna, but they recuperated from that. I don't think there was some humor there, sure, but in any case, in that entry, I was ready to walk out.
Oh,
I was like, okay, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm here with my dad, I'm here with you, with my wife, with your son, I'm ready to walk out. I can't, this is too much disrespect.
Oh wow.
But and then as they're showing the scenes, which looks awesome. The camera
battle
angles,
scene.
the battle scenes, but it's still his one X-wing fighter against a freaking dreadnought that how many turbo lasers he has, and you're gonna tell me that sure he was fighting in close proximity, which is always the excuse to we can't hit him, he's too small.
That's exactly how the New Hope was.
Yeah, I guess
We can't hit them. We can't hit them. They're too small, which is why they send out the TIE fighter.
It felt like an excuse to, hey, let's show Poe more, and let's have him being kind of clownish on that. Anyway, at least that part got I got redeemed by the following scene right there on the fight
bombers.
when the bombers started coming out, and when shit was getting real.
Yeah.
For the first time, we saw like, okay, now we have starships. The battle scene, the crazy battles that we expect on a Star Wars. It's not one ship against a dreadnought. And by the way, this one ship was like destroying dreadnought because he was taking down
all
shield
the
generators,
cannons,
all the cannons. It was
not
like
shield generators, but definitely all the cannons.
all the cannons, all the cannons. It's like, oh, this is ridiculous. It's like, why is he the only pilot in the Rebel Alliance that could do this? Then
So I hear you. It didn't bother me as much, especially the humor, because from Force Awakens, Poe had his at the very beginning of the movie as well, where he had his moment where I don't know if you recall when he gets pulled in and sat in front of Kylo Ren.
Oh yeah,
and he
so
was sitting there for a
do?
second.
Yeah,
Like, so do I talk first or do you talk first? What do you do? Yeah,
yeah, but
so
it
it's
felt a
true
little
to the
bit more
character.
than it's true to the character. You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah, but I understand what you're saying. It did feel weird. It felt very non-Star Wars like, you know what I mean?
Very
Like,
Avengers, say it.
well, I didn't say Avengers, but
Yeah,
it definitely
I'll
felt
say-
definitely different.
I would not say Guardians of the Galaxy, but that would be too much. And they
That's
didn't take it
bad.
that far.
That's just bad. But no, I hear what you're saying. As far as the fighting was great. I didn't think I didn't really focus too much on that particular scene as far as the
No,
one
you
ship.
couldn't because they redeemed
quick.
themselves. Like,
Correct.
real
Yeah,
quick.
exactly. Before you knew it, you had the basically the bombers come in. Stakes were high. It's not like people weren't, and I think stakes were high throughout the whole film. By the end, I'm just leaping here to the end, but by the end, the rebellion is like a handful of people. Like there's no one left.
I know.
It's like quite literally decimated. I'm like, I don't even know how do you build from this? You know what I mean?
Can I interject to ask a question?
Talk to me.
And I'm gonna let you finish, but how is it that after the events of the Return of the Jedi, and the New Republic and how they take order, how is it that they lose order again and suddenly the new order takes place? It's like, okay, so you mean to tell me that the remnants of the Galactic Empire suddenly are ruling again? I mean, did anybody voted for them? Is this
No.
our elections?
They're quite literally, and this, I think this is typical of that particular from what they showed. If you look at Force Awakens, it was quite literally meant to be Nazis, and Nazis were like that. Nazis were not, voted into power. They came in and took power. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then before you know it, they're ruling the entire Germany. So, same thing is what I think they're implying here. Yeah, it's not specifically shown or whatever, but consider how Nazi-like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They are.
And you might say they took power because people were tired of the
infighting and the
of the and the ways the bureaucracy of the old republic, like you see that on the prequel on the Unholy Trilogy. You see how that goes when the Trade Federation and the abuses and then the Jedi Order like dictating everything. Like, okay, that's fine, but then on this one it's like, hey, you guys beat the Emperor. How do you lose power? Suddenly the crawl scene is like. And the new order
is coming in, and
they're in power. And I'm like, how are they in power?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just like I said. I really think they're shooting for the Nazis on that one.
Yeah.
Dude, I got to talk about. First off, I got to talk about how awesome Mark Hamill was. I was not sure how I was going to feel.
I was very worried too.
Sidebar, real quick. Carrie Fisher, may she rest in peace. On The Force Awakens, I was not impressed with her
portrayal
acting in this one, and it's because most likely it's because she's been out of acting for a long. She's been writing for the majority of the time, and before this, so she hasn't been really acting. So her acting, and then even Han Solo, what's his name?
Oh yeah, Harrison Ford.
Both of them,
not great.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't really like these guys.
Han Solo running was like, oh please no, make it stop. Oh, someone digitize this, make him a little bit more active because he looks like.
Yes, I mean he's like 80. How the hell are you gonna run 80?
Man, yeah.
But that said,
and wearing the same clothes, mind you, that's another thing that blew me. It's like, oh no,
he has like 30 of the same outfits.
Of the same outfits. It's like at least Leia was wearing something entirely different, but no,
yeah.
not Luke, not Han.
Han Solo. That said, Princess Leia Carrie Fisher in this one clearly brought her A game on this one. So I was like, oh man, she's really doing it. So, but rolling back to her in the first one, I'm going, oh man, I'm a little worried. I haven't seen Mark Hamill doing stuff in a while. You know what I mean?
Considering that we only had one scene on The Force Awakens, and he doesn't even say anything.
No. That said, he was freaking amazing, bro. I think I was like, whoa, this guy is. And of course, I find out that he has been acting. He's been in Broadway and all this stuff. And also.
I mean, Wing Commander. He was in Wing Commander.
He was also actually in Golden Circle. No, what is it? The Kingsman.
He was the Kingsman.
Yeah, he was the professor in the Kingsman.
Oh yeah, yes, he was. That's right.
So
That's
I was
right.
like, oh yeah, he has been acting.
He has been acting.
He
yes.
definitely brought his A game.
And also the voice of the Joker. Let's not forget.
Oh, yeah.
And a character in Full Throttle, the game also.
Was it really?
Yeah, he plays a character. I think
Oh.
he's the old guy, the old grungy guy. It's really cool.
It was really cool.
I want to say, I might be wrong. I don't know.
What do you think of the of just the major twist that,
All right,
that goes in?
All right, so there is. I don't know if I'll call it a twist, more as a upheaval. Now that there was a point in this movie where now I'm enjoying it, but it seemed to be going a little slow.
Not to mention, it felt like it was it literally felt like it was mimicking
The Empire. Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? And
with
even-
purpose.
With, yeah,
Yeah,
well,
with
I
purpose.
later on, I guess is when I go, I think they did this on purpose.
Yes.
There was also a scene when she is in the elevator. Rey's in the elevator with Kylo Ren, and they're going up to whatever level Snook is in.
Yeah.
That scene was quite literally the exact scene where you have Luke standing in front of Darth Vader in an elevator coming up. And I'm like, oh my God.
I sense good in you.
Yeah. And I'm just like, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So I was just like, man, and that's the part that had me worried. I wasn't upset. I was concerned. I was like, oh man, they're going to do The Force Awakens again. They're too close to the originals.
Yeah.
But then the freaking ball drops at one point.
Oh, yeah.
And
if we're talking about the encounter with Snook.
Oh, my goodness.
Snooki, whatever his name is.
We'll call him Snooki.
I hated that character.
Me too.
I'm glad. So, Snook bites it.
Yeah.
And
In
bites
an amazing
it
way.
hard. Let me tell you.
In an amazing way.
It was really amazing. If you thought that Snook was going to be the next emperor, I got news for you. And you already know those news because you saw the movie. Hopefully. You're not listening to this beforehand. He died. He died cut in half.
Cut in half.
As all good villains do. You know,
Yes. Darth Maul.
Darth Maul, you know, God rest his
Rest in
soul.
peace.
Yeah, it's died the same way. So that's the point where you go, oh shit! Like, wait, what's going on? Like, wait a minute, this is not the same movie. Wow.
Yeah. At that point going forward, my jaw literally dropped, and then I couldn't pick it up for the rest of the film. You know, because I was just like, now nothing feels like nothing.
No.
Everything is changing. And it's just like, whoa. And it all starts. And the funny thing is, there is what they call, what is it called? Meta commentary from Luke early on, where he goes, this is not going to end the way you think it's going to end.
Yes, he literally says that to Rey.
Yes.
But he's really telling
talking
us.
to us. Yes.
He's really telling us. You know, he might as well look at the camera and wink.
Yeah.
You know,
he might as well.
Yeah.
From that point on, it was like, man, they literally said, this is the book for how you make a Star Wars film.
Yeah.
Let's toss that into the fire.
As they did with the Jedi books.
The Jedi books, yeah. Although the Jedi books survived. I don't know if you saw it at the end.
Yeah.
The Jedi
I didn't notice that
thing, whatever.
Somebody had to actually point that out to me because I thought they would destroy it. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. What's his name? Ryan. I want to call him Ryan Gosling. That's the name.
Ryan Johnston.
Ryan Johnston.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how amazing it was to have this director on not completely unexpected.
Yes.
Completely unexpected. I don't think he even thought it was gonna be possible.
No, I don't think
he was coming out of other movies that were good. You know, you got excited when you told me about a couple of movies that you were like, oh yes, you know,
Absolutely. When I heard that Ron Johnson was given this movie, I'm like, really? really? The dude who did Looper and Brick, two of my favorite movies that are like really obscure, but not to mention the best episode of the Breaking Bad
Oh my
series.
God, yes, the best. Do you remember, guys, when I was talking about that episode of Breaking Bad that blew my mind? That was him.
Yes,
That
it's
was
the best episode. Ozymandias. It's the not the second to last, the third to last, I guess it would be, episode, and it's the one that again
it blows you away with
basically,
everything. It
basically
is-
blows everything up and says, now this is the world has changed. Is how that is, and that's what he brought to freaking Last Jedi. The world has changed.
I love the fact that he took some risks. Not all of them paid off.
No,
I'll give you that.
unfortunately
Not all paid off, but it was enough to get you excited, to get you like, okay, this is really. I'm deliberating if I should call it a grown-up Star Wars. Maybe that's not the right term, but it's like what you expect to get from a good Star Wars movie.
I see what you're saying. I can't think of a better word, but I definitely agree with that. I think
It's
that
a good evolution.
Yes, that's
That would
a
be
good
a
one.
bet.
Perfect.
That's a bet,
It's an
yeah.
evolution. Is to say, like for instance, the gaming industry. The gaming industry started off. We grew up in the game industry, and it has grown with us.
Yes.
Games have become more mature. Material has become mature. Well, guess what? Star Wars needs to do that too. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, I remember loving the first Star Wars. I remember loving Empire
Yeah.
Strikes Back and whatever. But it needs to evolve.
Yeah,
like you said, it needs
there were still simple subjects.
Correct,
For,
yes.
For that era, those stories have been told already.
Here,
Let's bring it different.
They've literally. There's no black and white anymore, and let's be real. The first ones, all of them, always been very black and white.
Yep.
The Jedi are good. The Sith
Empire
are
is
bad.
evil,
The
yeah.
Empire is evil. Here, it's no. You have Kylo Ren, where you go, no, he is conflicted. Yeah, he's bad.
Yeah.
but there is something there. Now, I don't know if they're gonna redeem him. I hope not. I hope he's. I hope
Yeah.
it just hope it goes that route. He's that route. That said, the point of this story to me is this, and I was telling you this before, I was like, this is the Gray Jedi without actually mentioning the Gray Jedi.
Yes,
It's the true balance. They're saying that's why that's why Snoke died. Snoke needs to go. Why?
Yeah,
Because he is too far to the right.
Not to mention
And
the old characters,
Yes.
also.
Luke goes in the end. Everybody,
Yeah.
there was a little bit of controversy in some of the stuff that I read saying, "Oh, I don't know why Luke had to die." It's like Luke had to die.
had to die.
He is a relic of the old,
Yeah.
and we are moving on. And
Yeah.
this is it can't be just all good. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And that's what I like. That's my only issue. That's my big issue with Hux is that he's still that 100% bad. Let's
He's
kill 'em
still
all,
a
you know what I
Nazi.
mean? Like I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, there's nothing redeeming about him.
Yeah.
There's no good part about him.
And I got this from my podcast I was listening to that also went into critique, and I kind of hope that I didn't, because I don't want my impression to be altered by that. But it's worth mentioning. This is a Star Wars where, as opposed to the old episode, not the Unholy Trilogy, but the
original,
the original, where is a good guy being tempted by the dark side.
Mm-hmm.
This is the opposite.
The opposite.
It's a bad guy tempted by the light
side, yeah.
The light side, and
Which is what makes Kylo so freaking awesome.
Dude, let's talk about. All right, let's dedicate a nice portion of it to freaking Kylo Ren. I was worried about Kylo's character on the first one a little bit.
First one, yeah.
Because I didn't want to. Oh man, this is a Darth Vader wannabe, and
he was. That's the deal.
He was. No, not in this movie. In this movie, he literally. I mean, at one point, he just literally grabs this mask and destroys it.
Yeah.
And for the rest of the movie, you see them with the mask off.
At that point, he's like, "Yeah,
I'm not gonna be my grandfather.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be me." And I mean, there is a conflict of identity within him.
Yeah.
That plays very strongly, and you feel it. And he was so good on this. He was so good on it that I felt sorry in several sections. Like for when he is about to pull the trigger to kill his mom
Leia,
on the bridge of
the starship.
the starship, he couldn't.
No.
He literally
He was able to do it for dad, but he's like,
no,
oh, man.
but it was too
This is
much
mom,
for his mother. Exactly.
That said, I still think he is conflicted about what happened to his dad.
I bet
Controversial, yeah.
which could explain why he got bested by Ray.
By Ray in the first
a
one, yeah.
rookie lightsaber, on that duel. Another thing, this movie didn't have that many lightsabers fights.
No.
It was a great Star Wars movie, and you didn't even see that many lightsabers fight. I'm thinking the classic, the Unholy Trilogy. If there's a redeeming something that I could take from those, is that I really enjoyed those crazy, like acrobatic, like ridiculous lightsaber fight. Even Yoda's one, believe it or not. I know people hate it, but even that I was able to enjoy. And my God, Darth Maul's fight with Gon, and that was
That
like
set the bar.
that set the bar on lightsaber fight,
yeah.
lightsaber duels. You don't see that here at all. I mean, even the one where at the end where it's like Luke,
Oh God.
and
so
and Kylo,
Kylo.
all he does is just dodge,
Dodge, yeah.
and pretend that he's throwing, but knowing full well that, and of course he had to, because we find out at the end, he was not really there,
That
corporeal.
completely messed me up, because here I am. I told you, I was like, okay, so they all had to come into here. They closed this door. How did the
Luke get in?
How did Luke get in?
Yeah.
All right. Originally, I was like, whatever. We'll fit.
Yeah.
We'll shake it off, because at that point it already happened. The movie had me grasped, but no, they took the time to explain. So no, he actually wasn't actually here. That's why he just appeared. I'm like, man, it's one of those things where the little details are
Nothing is everything it's explained. Everything makes sense, with the exception of the bombs falling from the the bombs falling on the Star Destroyer
in space.
That I mean, I can already stretch my disbelief with the sound, with having sound in space, having
Explosions in space,
having inertia in space, because you see when Pope accelerates his X-wing, you see BB-88 like he goes back as if there was any sort of inertia in space, but whatever.
Not to mention the rattling.
And the rattling, yes, exactly.
Although that said, that was actually pretty cool.
That was actually very cool. Yeah, no. But the bombs falling down. It's like, wait a minute. I thought we were in space. Shouldn't they be floating? So I'm thinking, okay, and this is again me super rationalizing. It's like, oh no, they actually have they magnet. They are controlled,
designed, designed to fall down straight.
All right, we're gonna take it back, because this is actually a very good scene that it cannot be not mentioned. There's a character there. We know nothing about her. She doesn't speak in the scene, and she does this amazing sacrifice that was
makes
the part
that
makes you care, makes you love her, makes you like so sad that that she's gone. She doesn't even say a freaking word. That's how good they managed to do the cinematography.
Yes, I agree. That felt like a war epic.
Yeah.
Like a little portion of it felt like a war epic. I'm like, this feels like a war film.
Yeah.
Like if you're watching, what is it? Oh my God!
What,
Any
like
of these old school, like a Saving Private Ryan, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's what it feels like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And no, it was.
They
really
put the war in stars.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's it. Oh, you're gonna say something? Because I'm about to go into the. Okay,
yeah.
Now,
So me too. Yeah.
Okay. Let's take this apart now, because we are gushing too much about it.
All that
it's a great
said,
movie. Yeah.
It's not perfect.
Nope.
So as you know, they're being chased in space. They're apparently low on gas, low on fuel. Low on fuel, and they can't jump into light space. So it becomes this chase in space, and then Poe devises this idea to go get this master code breaker that what's the name?
The one that was Benicio del Toro, DJ?
No.
Or...
He's not the one. They ended up getting him because they couldn't get the other guy.
Yeah. By the way, guys, Benicio del Toro was in this movie. It's like,
why?
What? No, what do you mean Kojima. It's awesome. I love the fact that I love the fact that he was there. Not only that, I love what he did with that character. That tick that he had.
No, see.
Oh my God, I love that.
Okay.
I was like, it reminded me of freaking Samuel Jackson on Kingsman.
So here's why. Here's why I had a problem with it. He's already done this before. Yeah. There was a movie called the Usual Suspects.
Oh.
He was in it. He was meant to have this small role, very similar to this, and the character was just supposed to be some regular criminal, whatever. And he gave this criminal this. There was something about his portrayal of him. He added something to him that was weird. It made him a weird character, and people were like, "I know," but I was just like, all right, you already done this, and this version that he did is not as good as the last one. So I'm like, so while I agree, if you've never seen Usual Suspects, that's probably why why this one is good. That said, now that you have seen this, you should see that one because you're going to see it in the order of from good to great. Well, I saw it the other way around. So that said, I didn't really care for his character. But I will say one thing: I love. Oh, the whole casino shit was ridiculous.
Dude, okay, all right. So let's go straight into that.
Yeah, that casino thing was just retarded.
I think
what the hell was going on?
What's the director again?
Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Johnson. Like, I don't think he was devising this amazing plot for the rest of them, and with Ray training with Luke and Kylo Ren's thing, and then the connection and all that. And I think he was like, oh shit! Yeah, that's right. There's Finn.
What do we do with Finn?
What do we do with Finn?
And we have the new girl. What do we do with her too?
We have this girl, and she was okay. I don't think she was like everybody was describing her like, oh my God, that's the best thing that happened to Star Wars. Like, no,
I wouldn't say that. Yeah. She was good. She was good.
You know, I would not miss her not seeing her on episode 9, but you know that we are anyway. So they gave him this ridiculous mission to go get this code breaker to a world, a casino world. I'm gonna call it a casino world. It's a world for the rich and the wealthy.
Yeah,
and
which I understand.
Powerful.
I understand the purpose of them using this particular place because it's to say, hey, this war is happening over here, and here are the guys who are profiting off of it.
Yeah. It was. I don't know. That whole scene, that whole casino scene and stuff feel like completely unnecessary. And
not to mention, in the end, it was pointless
because
and
that's another thing.
They
take him to do all this and to have him. It's almost as if let's just have him do something just to keep him busy, and then when they come back, hey, look what we did. It's like, oh no, we don't need you anymore. So yeah, it was kind of insane that it almost feel like this character that was so defining on The Force Awakens. He was a cool character. I really like, ex-stormtrooper. He didn't like what he was doing. He redeemed himself. We even thought that he was gonna be kind of like a Jedi figure. They just throw him on the wayside on this movie. And I hate that. I think
I agree.
They could have, if they were if they wanted to bring that message of, hey, even in war, war is, you got the good the sides that are fighting, but no, you still have people profiteering from it. If there was some sort of message on that,
from both sides, and I think that was the coolest portion of that.
Yeah, I understand. The message was good. It was just delivering it on that setting kind of fell flat.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, the whole casino world that they were in was like, this was like, I want to get back to Luke. I want to get back to these Poe and these guys.
I want to know what's happening.
We're coming over here to see.
I didn't want to get back to. See, that's another scene that I was kind of. It was a little demanding of watching. This movie was too long. There could have been some editing, or there could have been some tie-ups a little bit better, because he was. I mean, I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it, but I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it, but I could see how he could have used some cutting and some putting together better. That's because for a long part of the movie, there is this cat and mouse, is this chase of the starship, and then you will think they're worried. But the rebels are worried because they have a freaking dreadnought the size of like a freaking Death Star following them. and they're taking pot shots. I mean, they're shooting at them. Well, no, they have time to have to talk normal. And I didn't like the fact that the crew in the background, even when the crazy stuff was happening, they were just walking around like normal, like nothing was happening. And it's like, guys, you're about to die. Act like it. Act like you're about to die. But no, they have time to have like a meeting and discuss their mission and stuff like that. It's like, come on, guys. Plus, you should be more desperate. You're about to get run the fuck over by the Death Star Part 3.
That's why I was like, I didn't think I told you this, but I was like, perhaps if they would have ran it a little bit different, where maybe they weren't that low on fuel. I mean, obviously they were being chased.
Yes.
Or rather, they were being tracked through the hyperspace. So that's why they were like, we can't jump, right? It's because we're going to be tracked anyway, and then we're going to kill fuel.
Yeah.
Okay. That said, if maybe if they weren't that low on fuel, maybe they can, they can devise a plan to say, okay, we're going to jump to this section here. The moment we do, we'll drop some people off, and you know what I mean. Some other plan that had something going on.
I tell you, I tell you a similar plot. I saw this. This is episode. I think this is episode 1 of Battlestar Galactica. So the Cylons are pursuing the last vestiges of humanity across the systems, and what they're doing is they're random jumping, but they still know that the Cylons have technology to find them. And you see right there on that episode. That episode is all about that. The whole episode is just that. But there's a difference. You see how this pursuing is taking a huge toll on the whole crew. I mean, they're demoralized. They're like they're thinking of the end. They're worried. They don't sleep. They literally don't sleep because they know at any moment that alarm goes off and oh shoot,
I remember that episode.
They have to jump again. And that was a great way of doing the same thing that they did in Star Wars. I mean, granted, it might have been a little bit too much to copy that, but I'm saying there was another way.
Something a little bit more, something that adds a little bit more to the tension.
To the tension,
you know what I mean? Because it didn't appear to be that they were very tense about anything.
No, they knew they had a plan, but
they apparently, and if correct me if I'm wrong, apparently there was a mole who they were concerned about, which is why they were able to track them because they were being tracked through hyperspace. But
that's true, and that could explain why
they didn't share any information. That
yeah.
said, there was never any wrap up as to who that mole was. Did I miss that? Because I don't think I caught that. That's why I also want to see it again.
I think that they were concerned about being there being a mole, but they didn't know about it. They just thought that, but it was not a mole. It's just the technology that they have.
Okay.
Because when you think about it, they don't find the Empire. I want to call it the Empire. The New Order didn't know about the plans, the real plans of that purple-haired lady, which was to find that planet exactly until we get this Benicio del Toro ruining everything and disclosing the plans. Yeah, which is like that's another turn that is like you motherfucker. Like I was liking your character. I was liking you with the he at one point he looks like he's interested in. Oh my God, what is her name? I don't want to miss her name, but it's the character that goes with Finn.
Her real name's Kelly Tran. I don't remember her name in the show. Rose.
Rose. Yes.
Rose Tico,
he's interested on her
necklace.
A necklace that she has, which is the only memory of her sister, which is the person that died
at the beginning.
At the beginning of the movie that we fell in love, and we didn't know who that character was, and. It's like the only memento that he had, and he wants it, and she's like, "Here, take it. You know, I don't care. Just help. Just do something." And he goes, and then at one point, there's this scene where he uses it for what he needs it.
Because
he uses the medallion,
because
he's made of a certain alloy, to short circuit the controls or whatever the tractor being. I was gonna say. And then they give it back to her, and I'm like. Oh, like that was a good moment. That was like, okay, you know what? This character's all right. I started to like, and then mother
again, shades of gray. Everyone has a shade of gray, and he was really more gray than anything else. But he was fine with, hey, this means more to you than me. I don't care, whatever.
Yeah.
Right up until the point they got caught, he goes, okay, well now my life means more to me than the rest of you, so I'm going to give him whatever I can.
But
that did lead to the Finn Phasma fight, which I kind of enjoyed.
I enjoy. Okay, I really like the fight. I didn't like that again. Was supposed to be like a really like a good character, like a great character, like an important icon of this series. Now this
So,
should be
you
the
know about
Boba
Phasma?
Fett. Yeah,
Oh,
Phasma should be like the Boba Fett of this series. It's underused.
Yes.
She's only shown a couple of times. She has a good fight with Finn. Well, I wouldn't even call it that great. It lasted
It's
a
a
little
good fight.
bit.
Yeah, it's a
a
good
good
fight.
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it didn't last enough. It was too short.
No, definitely.
And it's like, really? You got bested by a stormtrooper, scaredy stormtrooper? But okay, fine, whatever. You're gonna come back, you know. Oh, then again, Boba Fett got eaten by the Sarlacc pit. So
Yeah, that's true. But that was
by
actually-
a blind Han Solo. So yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I guess I can see the Star Wars in it. Yeah.
But again, by doing that, we're repeating. You
No,
know,
no, I
repeating
know,
it
I
all.
know, I know. It in the end, it still felt rewarding. I'm not saying I would love to see more of Phasma.
Me too.
Phasma, because I like that.
Me too.
That character.
I want to see more.
I like the
Phasma.
actors that played that character.
And I want to see more Finn. It feels like Finn was like a secondary character.
Finn
you know?
got thrown way
Yeah,
there to the side. You know, and,
Even
and
he had the big moment at the end where he's about to charge into the thing. Had they let that happen, I think would have been way more meaningful than being.
it would have been sad. I tell you what, that would have been. Oh shit!
Oh,
this
shit,
is
yeah.
this is
This is
Empire.
real, yeah, yeah, this is real.
This is hardcore Empire. I almost. I know this is gonna sound sadistic and horrible because I love the Finn character, but I almost would have liked it for him to go through it and
Yeah,
that would have been
and
the
take
way.
out the thing, yeah.
You know, but I say that, but then I would have hated the fact.
Yeah.
But it's because the emotional impact.
Correct,
He was a
absolutely, yeah.
great. It's like when Han Solo, Han Solo got killed on the first
one, yeah.
Yeah, even though that was telegraphed.
Oh.
But still, you know,
Even though the whole time you're in denial, like,
when he's
not gonna
when he's falling,
Yeah.
he's like he's gonna survive this, and then you see him falling.
Yeah.
Off the ridge, it's like oh shit,
no, he's not surviving that.
And then you hear the tunk.
Yeah.
No, you don't hear the tunk.
There's no.
It's like there's no tunk, but you imagine it.
Yeah,
You hear it in
Yeah.
your mind. In your mind. So yeah, he gets saved by Rose, and she comes in, and I think there's a beautiful line that was told there. I don't remember what
she
it
has
was.
she has a great line there, which honestly, again, kind of tells almost the message of the film, and that is, she says, you know, you shouldn't.
You shouldn't
fight
fight
for what
for
you
the things that you hate.
No, fight. You shouldn't. We shouldn't fight against the things that we hate.
hate.
We should fight for the things that we love. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. And that was beautiful. That would have been great. And then she goes in and kisses him, and like I was like, huh.
It didn't
Wait,
follow you. I
like-
mean, it didn't do one way or
It
another
ain't
to me.
good.
So
like, if the plan is to have this, there better not be a plan to romanticize this too, because I don't see it happening. I didn't see it happening on all the interaction. I know they went together to the casino world and they had their adventure and everything, and they had their moment, but I just don't see a romance between these two characters.
I
at
don't
all.
see it either. And honestly, I don't think Finn sees it. From
No.
what I saw, I think he was a little bit taken by like, what is she doing?
Yeah. She was not
So,
kissing back. She was like,
Yeah.
He was like, what's
What are you
going on?
doing? Yeah, because I think his mind is more on Ray anyway.
But
so.
then, well, yeah, when you think, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
but that said, I mean, I didn't think he expected it. That's also, you can say it was pretty obvious that she was kind of into him since the very beginning.
Since the very beginning, that's
So,
true.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
true. She was
So,
like
it's not something that I.
super groupie.
Yeah, she was very
yeah.
super good. So
Yeah.
I can see her doing it. I can't see them together though.
No.
Now, what do you think about? I don't want this to happen either. But it was kind of obviously we're kind of playing with this throughout the film.
Ray and
Kylo,
Kylo.
yeah.
I kind of want to see
No,
it.
no.
No, I don't want. Okay,
There's no way he killed Han
I know.
Solo.
I know. No, true.
Yeah.
I can't. That's what I. That's what I said. When I say I want to see it, I don't mean and they live happily ever after.
Oh,
I'm
no,
not
yeah,
saying that.
yeah.
It,
interest.
It still needs to be. It still needs to be tragic, but. It's too far fetched because Ray will not fall for that. The way that her mentality is never gonna fall for that. Yes, the director makes us play with the idea in our head.
And even I was smiling the whole time, going.
But I
"Yes,
think
make it happen."
this is very wishful,
Yeah, I
wish
agree.
fulfillment.
I agree.
I don't think that's gonna be.
I don't think that's going to be
the case.
I don't
either.
want it to be. Like I said, you can play
for it to
play
happen-
around with it, but I don't want it to be.
For it to happen, they will have to give us the damn good
biggest-
explanation.
yeah.
Like the most amazing turn. Like, okay, if you can convince me that there is a chance that it's Rey turning to the dark side, but it's never gonna happen because hashtag Disney. But if you give us something that will be like, okay, this movie is not Empire. The final one is the Empire.
God.
Oh, because think
my
about
goodness,
it. Think
yeah.
about it. There's no emperor.
No.
There's no.
He is the supreme
We
leader
know
now.
that exactly that Kylo is the supreme leader and he is conflicted and all that. What is the stake? Well, you need to raise the stake over this movie because otherwise this movie feels like the completion of the two. You know,
It does.
It's
and
not a
has me a
trilogy.
little, it just has me a little concerned for episode 9. You know,
yeah.
and it's like,
Yeah.
one, first off, for whatever reason, I don't know what it was I thought. I heard, maybe I was imagining this, but I thought somewhere in the line that they just finished episode 8 and that Ryan Johnson was given episode 9. Somewhere along the
Oh
line,
my God.
I thought I heard that. That's not the case.
That's not the
unfortunately.
case. No, this is.
It's going back to JJ.
Yeah, it's going back to JJ, yeah.
And not that this is not to say that I have anything against JJ Abrams.
No.
That said, I mean, he has to bring his A game.
Oh,
you know what I
man.
mean? In order for it to follow this one, he has to be, and I think he's accepted the challenge. But that said, man, it's a uphill battle
Yeah,
for him.
there was a way, and this is why I kind of expect of not only Star Wars but also even Marvels. If I'm allowed to jump a little bit here,
Sure, yeah.
It's okay. You have given us the good versus bad story, the good guys versus evil story enough times to where you can almost tell what's going to happen at the end. You can almost expect it, and next thing you know, there's no big reveal. I
Yeah.
love movies with big reveal.
Absolutely.
I will love
Winter Soldier, bro.
yes. Winter Soldier, one of the
biggest,
best. Yeah, exactly. So this movie, I felt like they gave us that. You know, it had like 7 endings.
It did, yeah.
You know, it had all jokes aside, it had moments where the movie could have ended there and it would have been good, but no. When you thought this movie was ending, they will give us another part, another set piece that was amazing, and then you think, oh my God, this is it. This is where they're gonna leave it because it's gonna inspire us onto the next one. Nope, and there's something else happened, and then this Luke freaking appearing, and it's like, oh my God, it was
Luke's
such a wild
ending
ride.
was amazing, and I can tell a lot of people are not happy with it. Again, I read some of these stuff, and not that they hated it, but they were like, I just don't understand why he had to die. And I'm like,
Because
it's like they're missing the point. The point is simple, that the Jedi have to. He said it at the very beginning. The Jedi have to go.
Yeah.
The Jedi were wrong, and if you really look back, really look back at the unholy trilogy, as you'd like to call it, when you see how arrogant the Jedi were, you know what I mean? And they got to that point, you know what I mean? So much so that the ghost of Yoda came in and said, yeah, we need to do this. And with lightning strike right on the damn the tree, whatever thing. You know, I'm like, and I loved Yoda. I love to see Yoda.
Yoda,
again. I was like,
the
yes.
puppet Yoda was back.
Yes,
I think it was puppet, right?
It looked like a puppet,
Yoda. Yeah, and also
hard to tell,
silly Yoda also. Because he was silly Yoda.
Yes,
In the sense that he was like,
more,
you know,
just like he
he's-
was in the
just
old
like he
one,
was on the old, you
Yeah.
know, I mean, not the serious like, you know,
Yeah.
taking my lightsaber now is time to fight Dooku. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
Not that Yoda. You know, the one that we like, the silly like little cookie of, you know, because
The
again,
one- yeah.
that's the way he died.
Actually, if
The
you look at
hermit.
you look at a lot of the old samurai or kung fu flicks, you know what I'm saying? Those old masters, you know what I mean? They're so
kooky.
wise. They get to the point where they're a little bit weird. And,
Dude,
you know what I mean? So it's like-
Hey, we can say the same thing about Luke. I mean, look at Luke. He goes milks this weird like
Yes.
cow or thing, and then he drinks the milk over there. That
was
has to
so
be
good,
one of
dude.
the most uncomfortable parts of the movie. It's like so weird. It looks so pervy. It looks so disturbing. I don't know.
I'm surprised they let that shit
Oh
happen.
my
dude.
God,
I
that
was
was-
like, what are we watching here?
Luke drinking blue milk this time
From the source.
From the source.
not
and
fermented.
looking at Ray, kind of like it was very.
I loved it, dude. It was oddball, but
my
I was
God,
like,
yeah.
obviously he has jumped off the far end.
Yeah,
you know what I
no,
mean?
this is he
was so
went
good.
into the weird side. I
Yes,
tell you.
yes.
And I didn't like that the first encounter. You know how that was a monumental way of ending episode
first
episode
one, yeah.
7. and then we go into episode 8, and I knew it. Like by the way that the movie was going, it was like, okay, Ray's he's gonna take the lightsaber, he's just gonna toss it aside. You know, that's what he's gonna do. Oh, here he goes. He grabbed the lightsaber. Oh, yeah, there he goes. Just like I envisioned. He's just gonna toss it aside. A lightsaber that was like important on the first one, he just like whatever.
So that's the beauty of it. That's
Yeah,
another significant. No, what I'm saying, that's the beauty of the moment where that same lightsaber that we quite literally have been following throughout all these films.
Movie, yeah.
That same lightsaber is broken. It's gone.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist
Yeah.
anymore. You cannot use it. And I'm like, boom,
Yes.
boom. That's exactly what it is. Like, that is the exact thing that they're trying to say. The Star Wars that you knew is not gonna. We are treading new ground.
I
here,
hope.
you know what I
I'm
mean?
hoping that. Yeah,
I'm hoping they follow
that's the
this,
case.
but that's
the
definitely
case.
the message that they were delivering here. And if they don't
Yeah.
follow it, then they've just messed it all up. Because I'm like, my goodness.
Dude, I heard. I haven't heard the whole thing because again, I was trying to keep myself from reading into other people's opinion of it. I heard Angry Joe didn't wasn't
Didn't like it?
too thrilled with it.
Yeah.
You know, I think he scored it like a 7, which is a good score still. So that means that he enjoyed
it for what it was. Yeah.
For the most part, he was very criticized, and that's not to say the movie had. I'm losing my voice already. That's
Yeah,
how
yeah.
excited I am. That's not to say the movie's not perfect, dude.
No,
It
it's not
has,
perfect, no.
You know, yes, I said it. I recognize there's parts that should have been tied a little bit better, but that said, it is still an amazing ride. If you're a Star Wars fan, you will not get disappointed. I mean, we hope that you don't get disappointed. Or that you didn't because you already watched it.
Yeah, I hope if you're still listening.
Yeah. And can we talk? Take it a little bit back from the characters and go back to like just the cinematography,
Oh my
etc.
God! Of course, if you
There was a weird thing about seeing the first time I saw. The first time we see the logo for the Last Jedi, and you notice, hey, that Star Wars is in red. It's not in yellow. Why? And you're thinking, oh, this is gonna be maybe violent, or maybe it signifies blood because it's red, or maybe it's something different from the other ones. And it ended up being that. There was such an amazing use of that color of red in
the
several
entire film, yeah.
scenes, especially on the Salt Planet.
Oh yes, which is so weird. It was so odd, but so beautiful.
It
too.
was
like,
beautiful, but it also like delivered you the message of this what you're seeing here. There's carnage happening. And I don't know if that's the real reaction of Salt, or maybe that they just made that up for
that world.
Yeah, for that world. 'Cause it's a white world. Kind of makes you think like, oh, look, it's hot again. But
Yeah.
no, it's actually
Again, playing with our expectation. Oh, they're on the, and it literally starts off when the guy comes out of like the trench. You know what I mean? And it's just like, this is like hot
This
again.
is
They're
like
waiting
hot.
for whatever. But then he's walking and I thought he was hurt. I'm like, is this guy hurt?
Yeah, because his footsteps were creating this
Red
red.
strip.
So I thought also it's like, oh wow, he's hurt badly, and no, that's just I guess their explanation was this is a salt planet, and that's how salt.
Well, when he steps on it, I guess that top layer that's oxidized is gone when he steps. That's
Boom! That right there, you just gave me the Mr. Science explanation. I didn't even know that. When you're talking about oxidizing, I was like, oh shit! Well, he knows.
Well,
the
it's
science.
exposed to the elements, at that point,
Yeah.
and he's wiping away that top layer. essentially what he's
Oh,
doing.
that's what. Okay, then there you go. That explains why my salt that I buy at the store is white and not red. It's because I haven't stepped on it to take away the layer.
Oh man.
Man, let me tell. This is actually gonna have to go into a separate feed.
I tell you, yeah. We're already at 50 minutes, sir.
All right. So we're gonna wrap it up. We'll wrap it up around the hour. I guess final thoughts.
Okay.
Final thoughts.
My final thoughts are simple. First off, I hope you enjoyed the movie. I absolutely love it. I will score it literally a 9.5. And the reason I would give it is a high score. Yes, I didn't care for the casino part.
Yeah.
It really kind of threw everything off. That said, I understood the message they were trying to deliver there. That just means that the film was a bit more ambitious. That that said, it still delivered on everything else. The space battle thing where they're being chased, I understand it. Hello, that's how when you have, I was telling you, when you have ships in the sea and they're chasing each other, that's a slow chase through the water. Is what it is. So that said, the message that I got from this is to say, we need to we cannot repeat the same mistakes that our ancestors did.
Yeah.
My father had that mistake. I made that mistake. I'm talking about Luke here. When he obviously, and the funny thing is that you have some people who were a little bit upset at the fact that he was going to strike down Kylo Ren. He was like, why would Luke do that? I'm like, that's what Jedi do. Yeah, that was the point. Think back at Mace Windu when he knew the senator was Palpatine. He's like, no, we have to kill him. We have to kill him now. There's no if, and, or buts about it.
The Sith. There's a Sith power in him. We need to avoid. Yeah, of course,
it has to be eliminated.
It needs to be protected. Correct. Yeah. And 100% agree.
Exactly. And that thought process, which obviously, if you saw the flashback, that thought process obviously led Kylo Ren to where he goes, what the heck? Why is he coming at me with this? Yeah, maybe I've been playing around with whatever, with the dark side, whatever, and so, but all of a sudden he goes, man, my master who was supposed to be supporting me, nurturing me to become, he's about to strike me down. You know what I mean? Yeah. So obviously that would force anybody to the other side. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. The thought process behind it is like, you cannot be all good. You cannot be all, but you have balance. They've been talking about balance for forever. Yeah. And this is the balance they're referring to. That's why I love about it. And I love the fact that they still kept the books. Yeah. The books were still in the Millennium Falcon at the very end, which is the what do you call it? The scripture, the text, or whatever they call it. Yeah. The Jedi text. Yeah.
Whatever.
They were still kept there. I think it was Luke who brought him there because he went to the Millennium Falcon. That's, oh my God, the scene where R2-D2 plays the original freaking recording.
That was too much. Oh my God, what are you doing?
That was amazing, bro. I started going, you have no choice but to help now.
And of course, young Carrie Fisher. And Carrie Fisher passed away. Yes. Seeing her again, like on that, it was like, oh no, this is too much. It is too much.
So that said, I mean, my final thoughts are: I love where they're going with it. I know it's different, but different isn't bad. No, when it's done right, different is not bad, and that's okay. I'm okay with it. Yeah. I love the fact that Rey almost said, yeah, I'll join you. That was in there. She wasn't just saying no. She was conflicted. And I love the fact that this guy also was, I love their conversations. At first it's like discuss. And after a while, it's like there's something here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's because you're a little bit good. I don't know because I'm a little bit bad, or you know what I'm saying? Because she also has her tendencies to go a little bit.
I am ready to be blown away with an incredible reveal that will throw us. Speaking of, actually, we should briefly discuss the fact that I love absolutely this guy is perfect for this movie. This director. Don't give Rey like famous parents. Everybody's thinking like, oh, he's the sister, he's Kylo's sister. Oh no, he's Luke Skywalker's daughter.
Oh, it was the last one I remember was Obi-Wan's granddaughter.
She's Obi-Wan's granddaughter. She has to have a lineage because everybody in Star Wars is related to everybody. Yeah. And you know what? She is the daughter of C-3PO. It's like, no. He literally, and Kylo delivers it. It's like, come on, say, you know the answer. Your parents are nobody.
Which is exactly what
you are.
House of Mirrors thing, the House of Mirrors thing that happened. I think your wife was a little bit disappointed. I don't know what the hell was about. It was like, it was meant to say you are by yourself.
You're by yourself.
There is no one else. Yeah. There's nothing important before you. There's nothing important ahead of you. You are on your own.
You don't have to be of this lineage or anything, and that's like that to be someone.
It's okay. It's the final scene in the movie. It has the boy, just nonchalantly using the force to grab the broom so he can start sweeping. It's like, you don't have to be of a certain lineage to be a hero or to be the person that needs to do something. And that's the best part of the fucking movie. It's the best part of the movie right there.
Sir, is this the best Star Wars movie of all time?
I have to see it again. Dude. I have to see it again because I have to be absolutely sure before I make that claim.
That claim.
Yeah, I have to be absolutely sure.
Oh my! I mean,
Empire still sits at the top.
you're
as far-
easy. It was easy for you to make the claim after one viewing of Rogue One and to determine that it was the second best movie, the second best Star Wars movie.
Yeah. Well, that's
which is
because
crazy.
that's because I've watched the original Star Wars again. And it unfortunately is kind of a trudge. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
wow, this is a slow freaking movie.
Yeah,
You
no,
know
of
what I
course,
mean?
yeah.
That said, I can probably move Rogue One back behind Return.
Okay.
And make Empire Return and then Rogue One. And then of course
I'll-
the freaking Holy Trilogy.
I'll say
that can sit all the way in the back for all time.
All right.
I can probably do that. I enjoyed Rogue One. I actually had a conversation with Giovanni. I really enjoyed Rogue One.
I need to watch it again.
Mostly
I only
because
seen it once.
they felt like there were stakes behind it. Yes, we knew what was going to happen. I didn't know they were going to die. Apparently, he said that was already determined. I was like, I remember the Bothans. Many Bothans died,
Many Bothans, yeah.
but that was Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
For that second Death Star,
First,
not the
second,
first. The first I don't recall much. So that's why I was like, I knew this as a suicide mission. But man, was this a freaking
Yeah,
suicide
that
mission?
was-
You know
that
what I mean?
was- yeah.
By the way, spoilers for Rogue One.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah, you know, for anybody who's like, we're not supposed to be spoiling that one.
Yeah.
But that said, dude, my final thought on this film is I freaking loved it.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. It's more than I thought I was going to get.
Yeah, all right, and I will agree. Just to give, just to, it's a movie that took risk and it's a
delivered on most of them.
And there is a vast majority, and a movie that I really gave me a good reason to care about the characters. Not that the other one hadn't, but this one really
The
made
first
me.
one, you're talking about The Force Awakens?
Oh yeah, the Force Awakens, yeah, and even the on Holy Trilogy too, a smaller, but like I feel you, bro.
Yeah.
Kylo,
Kylo Ren.
Kylo. I know.
I remember coming out of
I
Force
can't imagine
Awakens.
your pain. I can't imagine. But and I don't pity you because you're super powerful. You can destroy me with your thought. But man, I'm not saying what you're doing is right, but I understand.
Yeah, but I feel you, bro. I feel you. All right, guys. So that's our spoiler cast there
Yeah.
for Return.
Very well
I was gonna say
spoiled.
Return of the Jedi, Last Jedi.
To the next podcast where we spoil Return the Jedi.
Yes, 30 years in the making. All right, all right, guys. We'll see you next week. GG.